Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Noah Foster.
Another week has passed. A couple weeks, actually. And you know what that means. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome once again back to the conversation that unites all things All Elite Wrestling. This is AEW Spark. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand, back with you once again, and my name is Noah Foster. And with me, of course, is my co-host, who brings the most these past few episodes, to say the least. And I appreciate his input, too. He is definitely more valuable than the number, and that's why his name is not spelled as such. It's Zero. But
Yes.
he forgot that he's apparently 22, according to what I'm reading. Zero, how are you? Good to see you again.
Well, my day is good. I am the king of chaos in this damn server, so that's fun. And like everything's going well. There's a lot of shit going on my Zero channel, which is the Blossom League. And so far, we are 4 days in out of the 10 days schedule of the whole G1 style league, and it's been going crazy. We got some surprising leaders in the damn tournament currently, and yeah. So if you want to check out the Blossom League, go ahead, and it's pretty fucking crazy. And I have a good day. Also, whenever we are recording this, happy Mother's Day to all of y'all, and yeah, y'all mother lovers.
Hey, at the end of the day, it's about them. Not just the one that's with you, but just in general, the human beings too. So yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you for everything you do. God bless my mom, who's now sleeping. So without further ado, Zero, let's get right into it, because this episode, folks, we're giving you double week feature, because we basically took a hiatus for a week due to other purposes. So we're going to kick things off with the fact that now AEW's schedule is strictly just Dynamite Rampage. The May 3rd edition of Dynamite. Again, RIP to Elevation and Dark indefinitely. Thank you for everything you brought, all the talent you showcased, including but not limited to Kylan King, Lee Johnson, Shauna Reed, just to name a few. So we kick things off with the May 3rd edition of AEW Dynamite that emanated from Dynamite that emanated from the CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. And we start things off.
Yeah, Maryland, MD, baby.
Yeah, there you go. We start things off with 8-man tag team action as the AEW International Champion Fresh Squeeze Orange Cassidy teams with Adam Cole, baby, Bandito, I guess they're best amigos, and Roderick Strong, who was making his in-ring debut. They were going up against the Jericho Appreciation Societies, Angelo Parker, Matt Menard, Daniel Garcia. I still don't understand the woo, but I'll talk about that later. And Big Hoss Jake Hager. But before things got underway, the obvious tension in this match was Adam Cole, baby, to one Ocho Paymaker influence, whatever you want to call him, Chris Jericho, who decided to add salt to the wound regarding the events of the previous week, wearing a very polarizing shirt regarding to what happened to one Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Completely throwing off Adam Cole's focus in the early going as Chris Jericho joined the commentary. Oy vey, what were you thinking they did with that shirt? Anyway, Daniel Garcia and Roderick Strong, they kick things off, so we get our first in-ring action in AEW for Roderick Strong. Simple sprawling session with trading forearms and chops, and Adam Cole, he comes in, but Garcia catches him with a knee straight to the abdomen. Ouch. In comes Angelo Parker, but then Bandito comes into play. A lot of quick tags in the early going here, which again, 8-person action you knew was going to break down eventually, and we're in Baltimore, Maryland. Last I checked, they do have a hockey team. So a hockey fight broke out as the teams just brawled in and out of the freaking ring. Hager delivered, though, big mean shot to Orange Cassidy, but then Orange battled back with, of course, his trademark DDT. But Hager then caught Orange, who attempted the tope suicida. Hey, what happens when a bullet meets a wall? There you go. And ran Orange into the steel ring post. Then Bandito was there, coming out of nowhere, landing on Hager as he flies out of the air. As Adam Cole comes back into play, well, I thought he was going to come into play in the match. He decides to go up the entranceway because he has primary attention towards the commentary area. But before he could get there, Jericho has his protection, the Jericho Society, and Adam Cole gets jumped by Angelo Parker before he's brought back to the ring until Bandito suplexes Matt Menard and Angelo Parker at the same time. What the hell? As Jake Hager comes into play and basically continues to wear down Orange Cassidy, maybe trying to get another chance at their national championship with the bear hug. Orange tries to make the tag to Roderick Strong, but Daddy Magic Menard, he comes in as boisterous as possible, stops that for a moment until he gets hit with a stun dog millionaire, and then finally, the biggest hot tag of the match went to Roderick Strong. And basically, Roderick Strong, for a guy that we haven't seen in the ring for quite a period of time, he has not lost a single damn step, basically taking out the entire Jericho Appreciation Society in the span of less than 10 seconds. As Orange Cassidy was able to get a shot in on Daniel Garcia, and then, of course, we got a beach break for a near fall. Adam Cole then is tagged in and basically hits the final shot. Boom! On Angelo Parker with the running knee straight to the back of the head, pins him for the win, and doesn't even celebrate. Immediately makes his way upstage to the table. When is Jericho going to learn to not be on commentary during a wrestling match where he has a rival currently in AEW? Seriously. He got basically just, brawled with to the point they almost went behind the freaking banister they have with the AEW logos and almost fell down the stairs. As the beatdown continued behind the broadcast booth, security finally came out and literally pried Adam Cole off of Chris Jericho. As Jericho says, he's a menace, get him out of here, get him out of here. And as Excalibur tried to restore order, that was your first entire match in segment. So, Zero, rather strong Jimmy debut. I think it was a good showing, first off, and Adam Cole wants to beat Chris Jericho's ass.
Yo.
Go figure, add that name to the list.
Yo. Roddy is just, man, what more can we say about Strong, bro? Like, no wonder he's known as the king of the back.
Messiah of the backbreaker.
Yes,
yeah.
The Messiah of the backbreakers. Especially with his size and his lanky looking self. It's just insane. And it's so, like, it's surreal seeing him somewhere else that's not WWE now, because we're so used to him being there, Undisputed Era all day.
Right. But before that, he was in Ring of Honor too, so this kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the fact that, like, with me mostly, because I know him more sometimes in the indie scenes, but I know him more from NXT, which is
fair.
Which is, in my opinion, I'm happy he never made it to the main roster, because he'll be lost. But it's so nice to, like, see him here now. Like, it's so nice to see. And the main part of this match that I really love, that I can't stop laughing about, is the ending, because right after the 1, 2, 3, Adam Cole charged at like he stole something, yo. That just, like, I was like, hey, yo, my man is literally, oh shit.
Hey, you literally beat up his woman. That's a man standing up for his woman.
Yes. And to make matters worse, Jericho was wearing the damn shirt, which definitely ain't gonna help his case.
No.
But yo, I never seen somebody win a match and directly charged at his own enemy, bro. That is hilarious.
Jericho's just looking down the monitor, having no idea.
Your homie dog walked him from the commentary booth to the back. That shit was hilarious, bro. Oh my god. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. The turmoil with Adam Cole and Chris Jericho continues to escalate. As we continue moving forward for the show, Renee Paquette is backstage with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Darby Allin, which, of course, as we know, they were involved in the main event, the Pillars Tag Team match, where if Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Darby Allin won, they would be added to the main event Double or Nothing, making it a Pillars 4-way. Otherwise, it would be Sammy Guevara versus MJF. And basically, they pointed out backstage, this is it. I don't care how we get there. We are walking into Double or Nothing, and you or me are walking out as champion, because tonight, it's showtime. When did Darby Allin learn to be Mr. Promo Guy in these segments? Good grief.
Darby is, bro, I'm gonna agree with you, bro. Darby is just, I don't know. I just feel like before I was like a fan of Darby. Now, like, I'm just like, get off my screen, bro. But Khalees is getting a world title chance, which I don't think he never had. This is his technically his first time going for the world title, right?
Darby Allin?
Yeah.
No, he faced John Moxley during the pandemic for the title at one point ahead of All Out, and MJF literally tried to screw John Moxley during that. But
Yeah.
I would say right now, this is his first time going after the championship, the World Championship, in front of
In the
people because he's been
pay-per-view.
stuck in rivalries and basically trying to get the TNT title, which he did accomplish.
Well, yeah. And thank God that he's not going for the TNT title again because
Right.
what more can he do with the title, bro? He had a title for a few times. I'm happy you stepped up into the world title scene now. Good job. But get out my face. Like I'm getting sick and tired because I started being so annoyed at him because of his endless limbo in the TNT title. Like I'm so used to him in my face on the screen. Now I'm like, what the fuck, bro? But it's kind of like a weird relationship I got uh with Darby now. Not as severe as David Penley. Anyways.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, you could say the same thing for the entire dynamic of the four pillars. And again, as far as this show goes, we were dealing with them in tag team. And Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin, there's a subtle bit of respect and hatred between the two. But what matters is getting the goal done in the end, too. And we'll talk more about that when we approach that point. And also, shout, of course, to sources, as I always like to honor my sources. And strictly my source for these notes has literally been All Elite Wrestling's website. So thank you, results page. That being said, as we move forward, talking about, sources and escalations, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, sees Adam Cole being escorted out of the building by security while Chris Jericho's like, get him out of here. He's a madman. Get him out of here. And then Britt Baker literally highwaying Chris Jericho. Well, simply put, and Jericho liked it. He got bitch slapped by Britt and literally dropped on his ass. As Britt walks away and Taz slowly says, tough night for Jericho. And Jericho kind of stunned and then says, get her out of here. And we basically move on from there and go backstage to another segment. I mean, why not? Just do the backstage stuff all together. I think it makes sense. Blackpool Combat Club, the other sub-tangent storyline AEW, they basically talk about what their mission statement is. They want AEW to be the best wrestling company there has ever been. Straight out Bryan Danielson's mouth, the American Dragon. John Moxley, of course, who's been on point saying we are teachers of violence. The Elite should be thanking us for sharpening them. Iron sharpens iron. You think we're bullies? There was a time when the Elite, well, there's hindsight 2020. Hindsight 2020. There was a time the Elite was cutting edge, and I don't know. And next week, as we know, in Detroit, Michigan, damn which I was there, a steel cage match. Moxley and Omega. This just hits different. Every day, the Blackpool Combat Club gets better and more dangerous. And I got a whole new version of John Moxley that I just can't wait to show you, Kenny Omega. Considering this is their fourth singles encounter.
Motherfucker, you got no new John. You shut the fuck up with your lying ass, Mox.
I promise you this, we are going to leave one hell of a mark. Well, I mean, again, you look at John Moxley since day one, what he's done, the decisions he's made, and also his, I would say, pun intended, resurgence since coming back and overcoming his demons, truly being free of whatever afflicted him before. He does seem like a new man, and he's also adapted his style. He's not straight out mad-faced brawler. He's adapted more of a technical side of things as we've seen, courtesy of working with Bryan Danielson and being under the learning tree of one Lord William Regal. So, again, I do think John Moxley has adapted since first coming to AEW, but I do also think Omega, to a degree, has as well, and that kind of was the dynamic right now at the forefront of this whole Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite storyline, where in Bryan Danielson's words, it's the professionals versus the amateurs. Now, before we go in ring, Zero, your thoughts regarding Jericho got bitch slapped by Britt and the Blackpool Combat Club's outlook on what truly is Elite.
Okay, so Britt Baker's she's a goat for that one. That shit was hilarious.
I agree.
And for the Blackpool Combat Club thing, okay, so the thing is with that, part of me was like the Blackpool Combat Club kind of ran its course. But from what they're doing now, it kind of, probably got, used to it more. And I feel like what they about to do with the Blackpool Combat Club is about to be completely berserk, because I don't know, because I have a few theories of what they're trying to do. They might make this like a renegade like squad, like they just go fucking crazy, like
Balls to
just
the walls.
just terrorize the whole locker room. And no wonder they bring in Collision, because because the locker room feels unsafe because of Blackpool Combat Club being
That's
all
right.
over the
That's the
place. It's
reason.
fucking up.
That's the reason. Date to be
Yeah,
determined.
yeah. So like, and I feel like what they're about to do, because I did heard this once, that John Moxley want the Blackpool Combat the Blackpool Combat Club to be more like a little, not really, something like a small little group for them to train, wrestlers and shit.
Got the future.
And
Yeah.
and I hope what they're going to do is expand upon that joint. So while they also cut the main four squadrons, just like in Fortnite, they might also have maybe bringing in other people, hopefully.
Hmm.
And I hope this leads into Blackpool Combat Club versus TMDK. That'd be kind of fun. But or what they call it? The Filthy was,
Team Filthy.
yeah, that'd be kind of fun. But back on the story wise, they are trying to take out quality amateurs, but I feel like they mostly going directly towards anybody associated with the elite, because they see them as, there was once the top of the world, now they a joke, which
Yep.
is partially true.
Yeah.
But because of all the shenanigans going on within them, yeah, we're gonna see one of them later on the night. But I really think that what okay, so when is going to be the time to do most likely blood and guts for the team, for the two teams? I feel like the feud may not be necessarily over yet. It might blow it off, but I think this is going to be leading to one more match that might actually seal this fate. I don't know what it's going to be, but like partially me thinking that this is not going to last a year, but it's going to go on, but but in a different limelight.
Right. A
That's
different
so
direction. Well, I mean, to
yeah.
put in perspective of video games, WWE 2K23, my GM mode, thank you, Parts Unknown, apparently they use submissions as a blow off to a referee. And why I think AEW is not going to do that, I do think AEW is going to surprise us with something different besides Blood and Guts to end this saga of Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite ever since, again, Bryan Danielson kicked this thing off, attacking Kenny Omega. And as you alluded to, Blackpool Combat Club, their shirt now saying "Be Real." They have gone against pretty much everybody that has been in a capacity associated with the Elite. Him and Rampage was the first victim, followed by Don Callis. We'll talk more about him very soon.
Followed
And of course,
by
we have Michael
Daniels.
Nakazawa and Brandon Cutler get bludgeoned. And of course, the previous week before this, freaking Konosuke Takeshita, he made his choice and he suffered for it.
Poor Takeshita.
Jeez, oh jeez, what a freaking screwdriver job.
Poor Takeshita, man. He
He
did
bled
nothing
like a stuffed
wrong,
pig.
bro.
Yeah, but again, what happens when you drive a screwdriver in a man's head? Now you know.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Well, again, yeah. What are you talking
But I
about for Bill?
hope,
Go ahead.
my bad. But like,
No, you're
but
good.
I hope the feud ends with either Bryan Danielson taking on against Kenny Omega in a fucking, I don't know, just make it a no fucking rules. Like it doesn't have to be a hardcore match. Just
Okay.
take out all the rules, or if you want rules, just make it either submission or kill. Whoever wins, the feud, the feud ends.
maybe 3 falls, considering again there's only been one match with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega that went to a 30-minute draw
That was
at
a
the
fun
first
ass
ever
match.
Grand Slam.
That was a crazy match, yo.
And it's still, again, I wish there wasn't a damn clock. I need a decisive winner, but that's the beauty of wrestling. Keep you in suspension of disbelief. But again, you might be onto something, but only time will tell. As we go from one rebellious group to the other side of things in rebellion, standouts, or should I say, outcasts, a little bit more in action as the continued war with the outcasts of the original seemed to ensue. As the outcasts is Saraya, keyword Saraya, in her, I believe, second ever singles match in AEW, with Ruby Soho and Toy Storm, took on the ever so bubbly, popular, unorthodox, I would say AEW original, Babe with Power, Willow Nightingale. And of course, this really stemmed off when Ruby Soho basically turned on Willow and joined the Outcast. It literally was with Saraya's help that Ruby Soho was able to get the better of Willow in one-on-one action at an earlier time. And of course, Willow, Rico, and Sky Blue, among others, including the Killer and the Pillar, have been victims of the Outcasts. As Saraya started in the early going, jumping on Willow's back, Willow tossed her off and around and hit her with a shoulder tackle. But again, Willow was basically in death triangle of sorts, as she, of course, was in basically a 3-on-1 affair. Had to watch the other two outcasts on the outside. Toy Storm coming in, distracting Willow. Saraya was able to catch Willow with some knee strikes, and then Willow fell to the floor, and Toy Storm and Ruby Soho, they basically swarmed her, beat her down, not once, but twice, I think maybe 3 times. As Willow was able, though, to try and rally back. Nice step-fired driver. Good to see Saraya able to take those bumps, by the way. Near fall. Toy Storm, though, once again distracts the ref while Ruby jumps in the ring. And again, Willow pouts to the outs, period, point blank. Caprice Coleman non-commentary sends Saraya back to the UK with some friggin' flyer miles.
Monty
and as Willow was
Brown
trying
so proud.
Yeah,
Monty
right?
would be so proud.
I know, right? and as Willow continued dealing with the outcast, trying to, make sure it was a one-on-one affair, Saraya came back and took care of Willow with what's being called not the Rampage, but the Good Night, and pinned her. But of course, the outcasts are never done there. Add insult to injury via a spray paint can, as the outcasts were attacking Willow and looking to leave their mark, of all people, to come back. And I was wondering where she stood, considering this really kicked off when Saraya turned heel and her and Toy Storm picked up the win against the Killer and the Pillar with the assist impromptu of course, that kendo stick by Sheeta. Or excuse me, no, it was actually Britt and Jamie that won that match because it was the LA Forum. But anyway, Sheeta, holy Sheeta. Sheeta came back, ran down to the ring, and I was like, what? Hug the outcast. But it was a ruse, as you thought she was going to spray paint. Willow? Nope, one of the outcasts got a nice spray job. And then the Killer and the Pillar arrived from the other side of the ring after saying that you guys initiate war, you're going to get it. So now we have the Killer, the Pillar, and the Warrior standing true for AEW as originals. As Sheeta spray painted the letters AEW across each outcast body, respectfully. One-upsmanship goes to the originals this round.
Yo. Okay, so the fact that Saraya sucked dick just to like get a team song, but no, okay, but but no seriousness though. Saraya looks like she's in her zone when she since like she's back in the ring now, and it's always nice to see Willow on TV. She's so her. I want to match her energy, bro. Like her energy is so affectionate.
I agree.
But like the one move I love to see by her is the pounce. That shit crispy. Monty Brown so happy, yo. Please, Monty Brown, come out of retirement. We need you right now, but we need
okay, that's another boat thing. I don't know necessarily if we need that, but okay.
We need Monty Brown to finish his story and win the TNA World Title.
Finish his story, jeez. WWE will copyright strike that. But anyway, continue.
Suck my dick, WWE. Bitch ass motherfucker. Anyways,
and a different tangent. Stay tuned, folks, for the next WWE Aftershock, where I'm sure more of that will come forward. Anyway, continue, Zero.
They're gonna love me. But anyways, but like the swerve with Hikaru Shida, like try to like make it seem like she joined in the Outcast, but just to stick up a middle finger and just smack them with their Kindle stick and shit, and then spray paint AEW. When the fuck did spray painting become cool in wrestling again? Like what the hell?
I have
Like
no idea.
first with Trey Miguel, now the Outcast is like what is going like fuck? But
Maybe they'll add a spray paint gimmick to NXT for all we know.
I think they wait. I think they did. I'm probably wrong, but like is now spray painting. Like what is this? The NWO shit. But
There you go.
but one thing I do the story is that it's the outsiders, also known as the WWE wrestlers,
Right.
going up against the homegrown talent that started since day one in AEW. I actually like that story, but
Yeah.
like but I kind of wanted it to happen with men, but at least they're doing the story because Paige is mostly known, WWE days, and same with Ruby Soho, and well, not Tony Storm because
That Tony Storm
that's
has said on sessions that WWE killed her passion. So, hey, take it for what you will.
yeah. So not Tony Storm because she was already known before WWE days, but I kind of like the fact that they're doing this. It's now it's Saraya Toho Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. That would actually be a fun trios match.
The numbers
If
are
they wanna,
even.
yeah, and if they're going to do that, make it no tag and just let crazy.
Oh, I'm sure the referee will show some leniency. Aubrey Edwards or multi-person official special, I believe, Rick Knox, or Paul Turner, who basically refs everything. I'm sure there'll be some leniency because there's some bad blood among these 6 women. So I say let them run loose, and Jamie Hayter once again shows why she hits hard.
Yo,
As we
have
wonder
them.
who she faces still at Double or Nothing.
Have them do on All Out Brawl when Eddie Kingston was trying to commit murder live on pay-per-view.
Oh my gosh, and
have
the
Ruby
arena.
have Ruby Soho be like, I'm sick and tired of y'all motherfuckers just literally tried to light somebody on fire or some shit.
I don't think she has that much dismay, but jeez, dude.
But
And
she's really close with Eddie Kingston, the Mad King,
yeah, yeah, I get that, but she also doesn't have, I feel, a
Have you seen
pure
All
hatred
Access?
for anybody. I guess Britt probably be the best bet, but
Britt's gonna kill. Britt's gonna have a knife. Try to chase him up with that joint.
I mean, look, she's already got her sights set on Chris Jericho at this point, so I don't know at this point, you know?
Or have her have a bat. Another
yeah. Get Britt a weapon besides a glove, where she could literally rip your jaw off. All right.
Yo, have her do the Sami Callihan Eddie, the one spot that Sami Callihan did to Eddie Edwards and just blasted somebody's eye.
That went wrong, and even Sami Callihan is on record saying I immediately had to go check on him because again, injuries. It is a pretty much
that shit was crazy.
Split-second decision scenario that can make or break you in the ring, and the unwritten rule of the industry: you are not out here to legitimately injure anybody.
Yeah.
So, again, that spot though, what a callback during the dark days of freaking Impact Wrestling.
TNA was on life support.
Now, thank God they're not on that now. They're stabilized. Speaking of stabilization, or maybe a revolution of sorts, we go back to wherever the House of Black is. I'm still looking for that on the GPS. As the Trios champs basically talk about how these titles, they are a reminder towards what you guys are in a form of society. We are here to break that structure. As now we have these trios titles. Welcome any daring threesome to come to the open house.
That's kinky.
1.2 second countouts because you will not be safe on the outside. You will not run away when it gets hard.
Let
We
'em
will
know.
force you to be harder or force you to cave under the pressure. There will be
Say
no
that
rope
again.
breaks. Yeah, there will be no rope breaks because the true nature of man is measured in its ability to withstand pain. There
Let
is
them
no easy
fucking
way
know.
out. You will fight or submit.
Let them
DQ will
know.
be enforced. You break the tradition, you forfeit your chance. The
On
entire
God.
world will watch as you admit you do not have what it takes and must live with this embarrassment your entire life. And then the
Preach.
last one that's the most interesting, dealer's choice. You decide what the last word is. Why? Because it's fair. And
Amen.
balance is all we have. So that being said, as they hold
God
up
bless Thanos.
custom-made Trios Championships, come one, come all. Welcome to the open house. The Trios division dynamic has been completely flipped
I'm coming.
upside down.
I'm nutting.
When I heard this, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I love this gimmick. I really do. Because
Oh, I do too.
I fucking love it. Because
I do too. Trust me, we're going to talk about that when we get to the first
Yo,
open house match because
yo, I'm gonna
why
say this.
AEW does the commercial, you've seen the commercial, right? They call themselves Boundless. Well, they got Keith Lee, who's limitless. I would say the Trios division right now is both those things in one, thanks to these open house
Let me
rules.
say this. Let me say this though. And this popped into my head just now. So when they was talking about the trios titles and like explaining to Rose and how they, see the ring, it reminds me of Imperium, the Mad is Sacred,
That right?
House of Black. These titles are sacred.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh hell yeah. I love the House of Black. That is my fucking though. They are awesome.
There's a reason why black is my favorite color.
Darkness, baby.
Hey, man, you can be in the dark.
Darkness,
Right or wrong.
everyone.
Anyway, hey, you know what? I am what I am. But yeah, this whole new dynamic of the Trios division was very intriguing when I first heard this. And then I figured about the House of Black and the dynamic of the foursome, particularly the three men that hold the championship. Malachi Black, who is truly psychological. Brody King is the freaking heavyweight powerhouse. And Buddy Matthews, why once known as the best kept secret, there's no secret to the capability of his explosive nature and resilience in that ring, as we saw him against Orange Cassidy in a championship match where he was this close to claiming the title. So, again, and then you have Julia Hart, who has really come into her own and kind of completes the picture with her presentation. So, again, this whole foundation that the House of Black, this manifestation now of the Trios division, it truly is something unique, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I was very looking forward to this different dynamic for Trios matches.
Like now that the House of Black holds the and literally making their own rules because they see what is tainted and like fuck filthy and shit, and like
Cure the corruption.
which is fucking true, but like the fact that they are here to be like the ones who's going to restore order and fairness in AEW, because of course there hasn't been no fucking order, Blackpool, and fairness. What more you want to say?
Either word, I feel like at this point it's transitional but relatable.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so like them doing that is actually pretty nice, and I hope when they lose the titles, they still on top because the house always wins.
Don't bet
Regardless.
against the house. That's all I gotta say about that. Lest you bust.
Bruh, yo, can you imagine this? This scenario is gonna be fucking crazy. Okay.
Go for it.
So Malachi Black is world champ. Brody King and Buddy is tag champs, and Julia Hart is the women's champ. That should be fuck. They need to, if that ever happens, hold the titles for a year and a half. In every match, they have their. In every match, they defend the title is house rules. That shit. Wait and think of the pop when they lose all of their titles and the light restores back from the darkness. That shit would be fucking crazy.
I just wonder if people would be blinded by the light and would they appreciate
Yes.
it or would they, regret it? Like, again, a whole different psychological dynamic because now you do
Yes.
wonder what three people could absolutely overrule open house rules and become the next trios champions. Well, that remains to be seen. But speaking of trios, we have a special Tres de Mayo Battle Royale because, folks, again, it was May 3rd, not May 5th, so it's not Cinco de Mayo to get your tacos. But every possible threesome they have, logically, was in this Battle Royale. As we had the Lucha Brothers, and of a third, because we don't know where Pac's doing right now, whether it's visa issues or injury, Rey Fenix and Penta Cielo Miero, our current Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, were with El Hijo del Vikingo, the current AAA Mega Champion. They took on the trios, of course, of Butcher and the Blade and Kip Sabian. Embrace the change. The Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and John Silver. By the way, the bunny, get well soon. Varsity Athletes, Ari Daivari. I guess he has one. Ari Daivari, Josh Woods, and Tony Nese with Smart Mark still in the corner. Go figure. The Acclaim with Daddy Ass, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens. QT Marshall, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Aaron Solo, who of course represented QTV. And no, folks, that is not TMZ 2.0. It is something different. Although TMZ might as well be all elite at this point. Anyway, this thing, what do you expect from a Battle Royale besides let the bodies hit the floor and go flying? Ray Phoenix eliminated Tony Nese, and go figure, Varsity Evans were the very first team eliminated. Gee, who didn't see that coming, right? QT, of course, cut off Alice Rails with Anita the Ribs. QT and Solo, they were working together until they were taken out by the Lucha Brothers. And then the Lucha Brothers basically got taken care of by Powerhouse Hobbs, who then tossed Big Kingo out to the floor. I couldn't believe the trio I was going with got eliminated that damn quick. Powerhouse Hobbs, a one-man wrecking crew representing QTV. I guess this was plan B. He goes after the Acclaim, but the Acclaim dodge him, and the Hobbs momentum forces him to the outside of the ring. QTV eliminated. 3 teams gone. As this thing continued, the Butcher was holding out for this. Butcher eliminated Matt Caster, and then the Blade rocked Anthony Bowens as Butcher and the Blade were taking over until Silver was able to hoist the Blade. Give John Silver a singles push, damn it. Please. Silver hoisted the Blade with a delayed vertical suplex and then planted him downwards and then nailed the Butcher with a pump kick till the Blade grabbed Silver and threw him over the top rope. It was Bowens and Daddy Ass who had to take on the threesome, still in full, of Kip Sabian, Butcher, and the Blade. The numbers were in their favor until the Blade basically, Butcher got blasted with Lariat. Bowens used the combat and eliminated Blade when you thought Bowens was dead to rights. Somehow Bowens and Daddy Ass, they used Stereo Fame Azers. And then they threw Kip Sabian and the Butcher over the top together. And the Acclaim and Daddy Ass won the freaking trios thing. Damn it.
In hindsight, it seems like pretty predictable.
Yeah.
It makes sense to have them step up. But like, I'm gonna be real. The trio of Vikingo, Phoenix, and Penta is a crazy ass trio.
Right?
That is a crazy trio, and I feel like that's more of a AAA trios tag team champions than anything.
I agree.
Crazy. No, if it's that, the Kingo, Phoenix, and a Commander, that's a crazy. That's
okay. So which one has the highest hang time is basically what you're trying to figure out here. Gotcha.
Yes, it's a dick measure contest, but anyways,
Jesus.
But like, you keep saying fucking threesomes, right? Isn't this technically a freaking threesome? James right here.
I mean, he's behind the thing, but I guess there's powers in threes.
He's the cameraman. But anyways,
click. Anyway,
but like, this was a battle royal, of course. So teams going out left, right, up, down, quarter circle and everything. So yeah, but one thing that like kind of disappoint me is that your team didn't win because I was kind of going for them, but like part of me is like claim it's probably gonna be the very first victims. Hindsight. So, well,
And it wasn't. They
what
were the
better?
last ones. They had the strongest showing. They were just runner up,
Yeah,
which is
it's
interesting.
but like, I wonder how they're gonna because this trios thing has me thinking what other trios is on the roster besides
Well,
makeshift.
I'm about to say that's the whole reason that the House of Black probably created Open House. You see these trios that were made up. Now you throw that literally on its head upside down, and you literally just, explode this entire battle royal, pick 3 people, and see what happens.
It's like because one is that if it's gonna be like an open house, have them come out first, wait to see who's gonna challenge them.
Hmm.
Like, because think of it in realistic standpoint. Open houses, you could come in a fucking house and like take a peek of that shit.
Right.
Why not have the title defended, right? But the champions come out first. They lay the titles and just wait for whatever 3 combination comes out. But a battle royal, y'all know Tony Khan loves his fucking casino battle royals and everything. Just like
Battle royals, tournaments, all that type of stuff.
yeah, so I'm not surprised, but I just wish
Nah.
it would have been something like an actual fucking house or some shit. But
Well,
the claim wins, LOL.
I
And
mean, it just tells me that the Acclaim put themselves at the forefront to challenge for the
any titles at this
Trios
point.
Championship. I mean, it's a talk point, Biggest baby faces. Scissoring is still over. Everyone gets weird and loves it, including Christine. Shout out to Shining Polaris. So there you go. So yeah, we'll see what that leads to. Speaking of where things lead to, as we continue to move forward towards our main event, Renee Paquette, boy, she puts in the work. She's backstage with Sammy Guevara. Before Sammy can say anything, here comes MJF. Hey! Oh, wait. You left me high and dry. And literally, you were in the car last week by yourself. MJF said, you know what? I had a bad back. I needed to have the car to myself. I needed to lay down so, I could spread out and just organize my spine. And then Sammy apologized and said that he should have never died. He should have never died MJF. Yeah, right. And then again, they hug. So it looks like Sammy and MJF will coexist in the main event of AEW Dynamite that night to make sure that the main event of Double or Nothing stays the way it is. As a freaking, finger poke of doom waiting to happen after that buy-in check that I'm pretty sure bounced. As we go back, well, no, we don't. We actually now hear from, we heard from the Buffalo Comic Club earlier. Let's go to the other side of the story with the Elite, more particularly Kenny Omega and one Don Callis. Yes, we're going to talk about that a lot, folks, when we get to next week. Stay tuned.
I can't wait to talk about
As
that.
Omega subtly says, John Moxley, you're telling me you have a plan for next week? Well, basically, Don Callis like, he's got a plan. Moxley, look at the scar on my forehead. You're a sick, twisted sociopath, and it's all going to come to an end in Detroit when you meet the god of professional wrestling.
Oh my god! Why?
As
Why
Omega,
he was talking about me for
yeah,
a 6 cycle? I thought he was talking about me. Oh,
the god of professional wrestling. Good grief almighty! That just run that line on the ground. I'm glad they make a shirt out of that. As Omega suddenly says, John, you might make me bleed, but at the end of the day, everything comes to an end. You're not going to be left standing. What you and the Bubba Comic Club did to me, the Young Bucks, Takeshita, what you did to Don, you made it personal. It ends next week. The last time somebody made something personal with Kenny Omega, it did not go well for them. Hello, Will Ospreay. Bruv. So, again, Omega saw delivery. When Omega's pissed, be on the lookout. That's really all I got to say about that.
well, you most definitely need to be on the lookout because you don't want to get in a beef with Kenny Omega because he will set you up failure. Here, wanna know why? Go back to 2020 with that exploding barbed wire match. He would set you up for failure.
And look, there's a reason that Kenny Omega said it on the sessions himself. He was disappointed in the fact that they did a test before the pay-per-view, and it went perfectly. And then something got changed, and it all went up in smoke. Literally.
That's the reason why they did a test, and they wasted all the bombs.
Oh, Lord Almighty. And again, the cruel, cruel fact of professional wrestling, all people remember is the ending.
Yes, the match was so like. The thing is that
the match was crazy. The last 30 seconds post-match was the death note of that show. Literally. In the worst way possible.
We should do a retro review on that.
Hey, I'm game. I did Dynamite after 2019. Don't think I won't do a retro on any pay-per-view in AEW since I own all of them. Heck, before we even started this thing, I've been watching AEW Double or Nothing 2020. Stay tuned, folks, by the way, for the predicting, preview, and review of Double or Nothing in its entirety when we talk about not just here in FTW, but beyond on my simple brand. That being said, Kenny Omega, again, what does Don Callis says? You all can try and match up with him technically and physically, but you can't match up with him here. Mentally. We're going to learn a lot more what that means when we talk about the following week's Dynamite main event. I guarantee you that. But that being said, going back to the mental games, well, you go from mental games to verbal games. As we got the TNT champion, Wardlow, with the enforcer, Arn Anderson. And before we got words, we got a guy named Logan. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Logan got hit with a lariat, Powerbomb Symphony, the end. This was not Wolverine, just so you're aware. Anyway, as we move on from that match, Wardlow says, I ain't done yet. I could do this all day. I was actually hoping he would. I haven't even broken a sweat. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I know there's a guy backstage looking to cut the line, but doesn't have the guts to get in this ring. So, Christian, bring your monster out here, and we'll do this in Baltimore. I'm issuing open challenge like, let's freaking go. Christian, freaking Luchasaurus and Wardlow, let's run it back. No freaking lumberjack this time. While Christian Cage walks up to the ramp and instant classic 2.0 turtleneck. Basically says, Baltimore, it's pretty obvious you're ignorant and you're trash, so keep it down while I conduct some business.
I'm like, freaking Christian, I know Baltimore is a shit show, especially in the...
Damn.
Like, but like, I'm from PG County, so... but like, listen.
Look, unless you're from Toronto, and even then, he will crap on that to a degree. He doesn't give a damn about any city. Just putting it out there.
Listen, I know Baltimore's a shit show, but tell us something that we don't know, okay? We already.
I mean, they got Celeb Fest out there. Is all I gotta say. And if I could go to that, I would. A lot of great guests. Have fun out there, Big G. But here's the thing: why he didn't speak a whole lot. It was more so about the purpose. As he subtly said, and I was like, what the fuck? This title shot doesn't belong to Luchasaurus. It belongs to me.
Raising eyebrow meme. Huh?
Yeah, put the needle off the record. Wardlow tells the crowd. I think the crowd oddly said, what? As Taz said, whoa, and talk about literally dropping a bomb. Christian Cage challenging Wardlow. Keyword, Christian Cage himself challenging Wardlow for the TNT Championship.
Huh? With you, like, I'm a bit with you though. So usually a manager would be like, my client or my giant or my dinosaur is going to challenge you for the title. I never seen anybody managing a guy saying I'm going for the title.
Right?
That is refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, that is different, but Christian Cage against Wardlow, yes, we know he can manipulate him mentally. He's got his right-hand destruction in his corner, but all Wardlow has to do is headbutt the guy and powerbomb him, and it might as well be his last rites.
I mean, this is a bold prediction.
Go for it.
Thinking Christian's going to win. The reason why I said that is because now only Christian has a fucking dinosaur by his corner. Christian would sneakily win the match. Not clean, of course. If it was clean, my jaw would be 6 feet underground. Like,
right?
Yeah, but
The final burial.
I felt like Christian's going to win the title, and he might have his own type of reign of terror, and he might drop it to a new talent. I don't know. But like, I think Christian might end up winning the title.
I mean, again, it's one of those things though where I'm of two minds. Does it mean Wardlow finally escapes the TNT title picture,
That's the
or
main
does
reason
he
why.
just get another TNT title run at the hands of Christian Cage now, and
Oh,
Christian
fuck
Cage
no.
basically puts him over at this point? Because Christian Cage doesn't need to be put over, all right? Christian Cage is a made man, but to do something either at his expense or against him, hello, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, that's got to mean something towards your career. And you're right. Ultimate Opportunist, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The true big goal, by the way, folks, for those that are wondering. And there, I said it. It's just weird to me to think about Christian Cage versus Wardlow. I mean, we've seen Christian Cage in singles matches against, well, I'm not going to lie, Matt Hardy particularly. We've also seen him in other independent singles matches against the likes of even Adam Cole. And Christian Cage is one of those that kind of still has that throwback style to him that you don't see a lot of in AEW that I can appreciate. It's not flashy, over the top, 0 to 100. It's slower, methodical, and still just as impactful. So I think this could be a very interesting program, including the outside parties when you got Arn Anderson versus Luchasaurus. And yes, Luchasaurus, folks, he has a master's degree. But Arn Anderson has a Glock, and he is called the Enforcer for a reason. So, what happens when a Glock meets a dinosaur?
I want to see a pro. Arn Anderson puts out his block on a time on Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus just looks at it,
That would
kicks it away with the tail whip. Oh my gosh.
that shit would be hilarious.
It's something to happen. I guarantee it's something to come.
Yes,
Anyway, as far as something to happen, I didn't expect this either. We find Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and Jeff Jarrett
Oh yes. This
go to
segment-
Mark Briscoe's home in
This-
Sandy Fork and work on the chicken farm,
This
including
segment-
at one point we have Satnam Singh with his child in hand in the biggest pair of overalls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
While Jeff Jarrett plays the guitar, but I'm just gonna say this while you talk more about it, because I can tell that this had a lot of fun with you.
This segment-
Mark, listen to your wise parents. Papa Briscoe tell them, keep an eye on them idiots. And then Mark Briscoe's like, which one? The giant one. And then Lethal is to challenge him for him and Jeff Jarrett. Tells Mark Briscoe what he's going to do. He's going to challenge for the AEW Tag Team Championships, FTR Las Vegas. Lord freaking help me.
This segment was so fucked up that I fucking love it. But like, it's so because like you got Saddam saying big ass, looking like Shrek with some overalls on,
What the hell?
working in a chicken. Man, so that tractor, and then Jeff Jarrett over here try to sing the one song. I forgot what they call it. Like
I don't think
My
it was with
Baby
my baby.
Tonight.
I don't think it was with my baby tonight.
but that shit, that whole segment fucked me up. That shit was so bizarre.
What the hell?
And then Papa Briscoe was like, but he said, hey, look, keep an eye on these idiots. Which one? The Indian one. Oh, anything dealing with Mark Briscoe is the funniest shit. I swear to this whole
Hey, you're not wrong.
I love this. So dumb and it's so dumb that it's so great. So good.
The fact that Mark Briscoe is stuck in the middle with clowns to the left of him, jokers to the right. Oh, shout out to that song. You got FTR that are the truest form of friends from the rivalry, and then you have Jay Lethal who has history, accompanied by Jeff Jarrett, where Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are trying to
Team
encourage Mark
TNA.
Briscoe to be in their corner to challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. What the hell is happening in 2023?
Jeff Jarrett is great for no reason. I find Jeff Jarrett. I'd be thinking that he's retired. This man is not. He's still going for the why.
Some would say this is the best resurgence he's had in a long damn time.
I mean, in all fairness, yes. Same with Jericho, but
Jericho's a freaking AEW World Champion. He was the inaugural champion. I can't imagine Jeff Jarrett as a champion 2023 in AEW.
yo, the day we do a episode with Jeff Jarrett wins the world title, he gotta bring back the King of the Mountain match.
Oh hell no! That's the most ass backwards match ever. Not even grabbing the title. You're hanging the title from a freaking thing.
Don't worry. At least I didn't say the reverse battle royal.
Thank God you didn't say that. I hope Slammiversary does not bring that back this year.
What about they should bring back the Steel Asylum.
That 6-sided ring, one time. I still remember Skippy freaking walking across and dropping it. The Hurricanrana, that's the most ridiculous. Don Rest, RIP. So, I mean, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, their intentions are well known and they're manipulating Mark Briscoe. And the only person that seems to be the most wise to it, besides me, is Papa Briscoe himself. Papa Briscoe, save us.
Papa Briscoe's awesome.
Papa Briscoe should be the freaking enforcer at Double or Nothing. There, I said it. Anyway. From there, from Ring of Honor to New Japan Pro Wrestling's former leader of Bullet Club, now leader of Bullet Club Gold, as Bullet Club Gold rock hard. Juice Robinson with Switchblade Jay White in his corner. Well, not in his corner.
Well,
but, for life.
Before we do this, I just want to get this out there. Fuck David Finlay, not the leader of Bullet.
I think everybody that is a Bullet Club fan since 2013 politely agrees with you.
Anyways, go on.
Okay. Anyway, Switchblade Jay White, by the way, didn't come in ringside, but then was out there in the ramp and then went backstage. We went one-on-one with Absolute Record Stocks, as I was waiting when these two are finally going to go one-on-one. Juice immediately trying to go for the pile driver on the arena floor after Ricky starts distracted, but Ricky countered with a backdrop. And this thing basically got volatile before the bell even rang. Juice Robinson, though, ride back, whipping Ricky Starks to the steel ring steps, and then body slammed him on the floor. Jeez. But then Ricky Starks, hey, one deserves another. He body slammed Juice Robinson off the steel ring steps, stepping up with the man on the steel ring steps, elevated body slam down onto the arena floor. Wow, that looked like that suck. As Ricky Starks then connected with a lariato inside the ring, then spiked him with a DDT for not a 3, near fall. Ricky Starks then jumps off the top rope, but Juice Robinson raises his knees. Again, that awareness. As Juice Robinson once again sends Ricky flying with a Hurricanrana off the top turnbuckle and catches him with a clothesline for a 2 count. Both these men tip for tap, move for move, blow for blow. Ricky Starks counted though, Juice is loose with a spear, and then hit the Rochambeau in the end to beat rock hard Juice Robinson, but not before. Switchblade Jay White came down, as again it is his era. He assaulted Ricky Starks and then goes for the blade run, but Ricky Starks, he's able to escape it, goes for Rochambeau himself before Juice Robinson grabs Switchblade Jay White and Bullet Club Gold left the ring. The mind games continued. Ricky Starks, though, absolutely still in this fight, and it's only a matter of time before he goes one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White. This is a good one-on-one match for what it was, though.
Taz, I was trying to say, not that, but like,
right.
So,
right.
One, Juice Robinson's great, I guess. Two,
he's all right.
Two, Ricky Starks has a mean ass spear, but like, this was a good TV match. I'm not gonna hold you. Not a lot happened, but like, I wonder how long this feud is gonna fucking go, because this has to be a mini feud, or they're gonna lead into a new member of the Bang Bang Gang, also known as the High Rollers, also known as Bullet Club Gold.
That's what I'm waiting on. I feel that's when this escalates, personally, at the expense of Ricky Starks.
Because once they get a new member and they keep racking up, they have to feud Elite, and it'll be an interesting feud if they end up feuding with a Blackpool Combat Club or the JAS, or it could just be like a but like I kind of want this feud to end so I can see bigger picture because I feel like there's something missing in this feud.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
can see,
reason.
I can see what you mean. And with Forbidden Door coming up, but even though JY can never compete in NJPW or NJPW ring again, doesn't mean he can't compete against NJPW talent in an AEW ring. I'm just saying, June 26th might show more than what we think right now.
Man, I hope David trips on a so far and just break all his fucking rules and shit. But anyways,
Well, it's a sub tangent. Why he's the new never overweight champion.
nah, he would never hold the title.
I agree. Don't trust me. I am not arguing with you. Okay, the friggin' Tama Tonga carried David Finlay during that, and he's the guy that left out on a stretcher. Anyway, sorry, subtextual. but yeah. Bullet Club escalation here with Bullet Club Gold. Is the new member on the rise? Is it somebody that is already in All Elite Wrestling? Is a whole new face we're not expecting? Maybe somebody from Strong. Maybe somebody that ran with Switchblade Jay White before. I don't know. It's one of those phases right now where Bullet Club Gold is the most unknown direction for me, probably in all of wrestling.
Yeah, because like I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do at this.
Exactly.
Because like the moment Jay White debuted, I was happy as shit because if he would have went to WWE though, I'll be kind of happy because he national stage and he could fight AJ Styles because that's one of the matches I really want to see so badly.
I agree.
But we're probably not going to get it soon. But like
he would join Orange County. I mean the OC in some capacity or take it over.
Yeah, but like but when he debuted in AEW, was like two things came to mind. Thank fucking God. And what the fuck he's gonna do here? Because like all the big stars that debuted, they here 1 month, 2 month, dark elevation, but I hope this paints a bigger picture because you can't. There's something Jay is the type of person you can't fuck Jay up. Jay White, despite him not holding the title time in New Japan, he's a great asset. He held World Title Gold. You have to at least have him, his crew, be on top. Not like the top of the card,
right?
But like they have to be literally one of the top dogs there. Like at least let him be upper mid Carter, help out with the newer talent. Freaking scout newer talent for his
what
crew.
White does.
Yeah, because
I mean, again, he put over Hikuleo hugely.
He made Tama, bro. He made me believe Tama Tonga during that world title match, bro. I was like, "Come on, Tama, you got this, bro." But like,
and he was that close.
Yes,
you're welcome.
So fucking close, bro. Oh, damn it! Like,
well, again, what seems so close could also seem so far. And speaking of what's so close, we are still just on the doorstep of AEW Double or Nothing and figure out the main event. Speaking of doors, MJF once again stirring the pot, going whenever he seems fit, goes to Jungle Boy Jack Perry behind closed doors. As once again, MJF talks about how he and Jack Perry, they are similar in a way. He also says that he's twice the wrestler that Sammy is. Now, I will say this, as I watched Double or Nothing in 2020, mostly before this. I recently just got done rewatching MJF vs. Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I think about the match with him and Sammy on TV. I think about the match with MJF and Darby Allin at Full Gear in 2021 in the opener. And I look back at both, particularly Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin's matches. Which one was the stronger, more even, more competitive? compelling wrestling match for me, I think it was actually Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I think Sammy for me was the least. But basically, in contrast though to what I was saying, MJF basically says, all you have to do is betray Darby because I'm offering you a spot next to the throne. As MJF looked for the handshake, Jack Perry, he swatted away. He said he's not looking for a spot next to the throne. He wants the crown. This isn't Fall Guys, folks. And basically, as he proclaims, he wants to be the guy, not with the self-professed the guy. Darby Allin comes in and sees this face-to-face dynamic. As Darby asks, what's this all about? Jungle Boy says, don't worry about it. We've got this. But Darby suddenly says, no, I've got this. Dissension among the ranks. Same motivation. But the trust is disjointed. Further, courtesy of MJF.
MJF is like the snake.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
That's or the snake of Genesis. Like
Yeah,
Adam and Eve.
the Viper. Manipulative. I know exactly what you're talking about. The oldest story is the time itself.
Yes, he is the snake. I swear. I hate this motherfucker. But I love this motherfucker too. I share
The conflict of being a wrestling fan. So something's working.
Bro, I share the same birthday as him, bro. Like, God,
Damn.
that should be saying a lot about myself. But the thing is, with I like what they're doing with MJF, like making him be this manipulative, which is true, asshole, which is true, and he could easily cause tension just because he's there talking to one person, and person B is like, why are you talking to him? What are you trying to do? And it's just the fact that you know what he's trying to do. And I'm gonna be he's doing is gonna make him win. Well, what he's doing is gonna make him attain the belt because he is making everybody else go against each other.
Bingo.
While he could sneak in, fruit roll up, 1, 2, 3, or steal the pin.
Well, we know he could use a modified European clutch for a pinfall victory. We also know he has a Dynamite diamond ring always at his disposal. We also know under a no disqualification environment, he will exploit every rule, every weapon, every dirty play beyond the wrestling playbook. But again, that remained to be seen as we got ready for our main event. As MJF and Sammy Guevara came out with a mash-up version of their themes, wearing Burberry scarves and vests, respectfully.
That shit was trash.
Wow, that was taking on Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, where again, if Darby and Jack wins, the double or nothing time match becomes a 4-way. The highest stakes match in Jungle Boy's career, and ironically, comes in a tag match, of all things, being a tag team specialist, former AEW tag team champion. And MJF is trying to throw a wedge between them, as Tony Schiavone, 0 Fs, just tells you how it is when it comes to match with Jacob Freeman in his old hearty way on commentary. Kayfabe LOL. Anyway, Darby Allin immediately starts things off, rolls up MJF in a cradle, but MJF escapes, immediately goes to his corner, showing by Jack Perry is tagged in and gets chopped in the chest, and Sammy comes in, distracting Darby. A lot of miscommunication, misguiding here, particularly on behalf of Sammy and MJF, who have been using Burberry scars behind Bryce's back, you blind idiot, in the early going. As Darby was first choked out, and then MJF jumps the ring. Darby hits MJF with over-the-top stunner, but then we get the tag to Jungle Boy. MJF pulls Jungle Boy off the apron, whips Jungle Boy into the barricade. Ouch. Jungle Boy, though, gets the tag, hits MJF, and Sammy with a crossbody block off the top rope. And then Jack follows up with Tope Suicidas. 2 of them followed by the Tope Con Low, of course, to MJF, and then the Sam respectfully, attacking both the east and west side of the ring. Jungle Boy Jack Perry right now is literally with all the hot momentum here. Plants Sammy with the Tiger Driver for a first near fall of the match. As he looks for the high-risk district, which Sammy is always accustomed to, because he's local, he counters with a ridiculous Spanish fly. Then MJF tags in and just literally puts the boots to Jungle Boy Jack Perry, stomping a mud hole in him. Good old JR would say. Goes for the assisted senton, but Jab moves out of the way, and in comes Darby Allin, who, of course, rocks Sammy with that ridiculous Fury offense, rolls back, then falls through. Hits him with the Cold Red, tries for the Cobra MJF, but MJF countered. As Jungle Boy grabs a blind tag behind him, he traps MJF in the snare trap, but not before Sammy comes in to save the main event and save the match. And smashes Jungle Boy with a double stomp. Jeez. As MJF basically drops Jungle Boy Prairie, following that up with a DDT for the 2 count only. Following that, things continue to really break down, particularly with MJF and Sammy. Tensions really grew hot when MJF literally was the guy saying, I'm in control here, do what I freaking say. Because neither man could literally pick which one of them got the pin. They both wanted the glory. Go figure when you deal with some egos the size of that. Hello, Ethan Page. I guess you're not the only one that's all egos sometimes. Oh, wait, he's all ego all the time, so I guess that's the exception. Anyway, as Sammy finally fires back with a shot, Jungle Boy Prairie counters with a thrust kick, and then Darby comes in with the coffin drop on Sammy, falling to Ascension for the win as MJF suddenly turns and see the graphic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. It is a 4 pillars fatal 4-way match for the AEW World Championship. The worst case scenario for Maxwell Jacob Freeman. There's no exceptions. There's no turning back. There's no other way this match could be reformatted. MJF, good luck. And the show goes off the air.
Yeah.
And Tony Schiavone is in his absolute glory. Although I will say this, at one point, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, he was in the pin, but facing that blind tag, he didn't get the win. And he almost ended up getting coffin dropped in the process. Was that intentional on Darby Allin to send a message to Jungle Boy Jack Perry when their team clearly had to win in the end? Or again, was maybe Darby Allin looking to, send a message and maybe weaken one of his future opponents that stands in the way of him becoming AEW World Champion? You said it yourself. MJF, the numbers are against him, but when it comes to the amount of tension among the 3 competitors and amongst each other, it really comes down at this point to who hates the other one or other ones the most. And is your only target MJF, or is there somebody else in your sights?
So, this was predictable.
Duh.
Just like strictly predictable. And the fact that MJF trying his hardest to not make it happen, it barely just happened. So,
Right.
But the one thing I would say, this is going to be interesting into Double or Nothing, because like the fact that it's just the fact that it's 4 men put on a show. Like these 4 men, the 4 pillars of AEW. I feel like there might be some matches on the card that might quote unquote steal the show, but I feel like this match is the show itself.
I agree.
Because technically if you double a 1-on-1 match, it's a 4. So this is Double or Nothing. So this is the match right here this match is going to start a new arc in AEW. The television may be evolving, and it kind of not like the same feel years ago when it was in its prime.
Right.
But I feel like this match is going to make AEW start a new new phase in this promotion.
A new beginning.
Yeah. No ex-WWE guys holding that title. No, the same old elites holding that title. It's the new era. Like it's the new era. It's the new generation that's going to carry this promotion. And it all starts with the title, because that's the title that is the face of AEW. It all started with Jericho, then Mox, then Omega, then Hangman, the CM Punk, and now MJF.
Crazy when you
from
think about it.
yeah. So this is gonna make or break AEW going forward. But I have hope because I don't want to see a promotion die. I not that type of that wants to see a certain promotion fucking fall flat on his face and just getting buried by his own self,
Yep.
the NWA, because history shows the NWA is keep fucking itself, but started from back in the 1980s or 90s and shit. But like here, AEW, this is gonna show, this is gonna test AEW. This is the test to see if they're not use the known talent. This is a test to see if talent is going to carry this promotion. It all starts with that fatal.
Yep, and even go back further, AEW Double or Nothing 2019, the show that started all. I would not say AEW Double or Nothing is the WrestleMania, but it's almost like,
It feels
truly
like it.
their start point. I mean, they call All Out, their Supercard, and you think Supercard. I think
Huh?
that's your biggest show of the year. You've heard the advertisements. I mean, again, you watch back to Double or Nothing, they literally call All Out their Supercard, their biggest card of the year. But I think about Double or Nothing as the genesis, the beginning, not necessarily the 1 year like anniversary where you have the biggest escalations and reset. Keep in mind, the anniversary of Dynamite when it first began is in the fall. So All Out being more so that moniker spot kind of makes more sense to me. But I do understand where you're coming from. When you consider back in 2019, May 25th, the first people that were involved with the presentation of the championship in some way or capacity, yes, it was him and Adam Page, but it was also MJF involved as far as being the guy saying, I will be the champion. Why him and Adam Page was going to be involved in the match in the first place. It was Jungle Boy Jack Perry, though, that literally feuded with MJF, along with Jimmy Havoc, sending the man into the barricade and riding him away. The following year, you found MJF and Jungle Boy Jack Perry in one-on-one action on Double or Nothing. Sammy Guevara was involved in the very first match ever on the Double or Nothing buy-in 2019 in a losing effort against Kip Sabian. So in some capacity, all four of these men have been connected to AEW. Maybe not necessarily the championship, but to AEW. So for me, this comes down to more than the title. This comes down to literally who is the guy to lead onto in this company. And right now, MJF, he has the whole world against him, as always. But this time, it's more pressure than ever because he has to put up or shut up against three true AEW originals that he did beat in singles capacity. But this time, all four of them at the same time at Double or Nothing. This has to be the biggest moment of the night if you are going to truly, like you subtly put it, redefine, reset, or bring forward a new beginning in All Elite Wrestling. Considering what we know happens beyond Double or Nothing, the OM will commence. They got a Canadian tour. They got Forbidden Door. Collisions to come during the summer. And then they go all in Wembley, London, and All Out following that.
Yeah.
So again, crazy setup. Double or Nothing sets up everything going forward for AEW. So they have to make or break.
This also leads me to a different. So say that a Jungle Boy Tin Derby loses. Like,
Right.
say in an alternate universe, they lost that tag match, and the match is going to be MJF against Sammy. They could still do the four pillars way. Here's how: Double Nothing is Sammy. All In could be Jungle Boy or Darby, and then Full Gear it could be whoever's left. But then again, if they would have done that, it would take a year, but it would be kind of like a genesis because instead of the main event being somebody well known, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, or Bryan Danielson, it's two homegrown talents main eventing.
Right.
So I felt like the fatal four way is the best way because now what you could do is once MJF retains, who's next? Maybe Eddie Kingston because I would love to hear the promos between them two, bro. I feel like that should be insane.
That name was on that notepad list that MJF did write down, and people have been clamoring for an MJF versus Eddie Kingston program. In fact, people love to see Eddie Kingston become AEW World Champion in New York.
That would be actually pretty fucking insane. Like, I really don't see him hold the title time.
Well, considering Eddie Kingston has never been a world champion, and he came this close to becoming the Ring of Honor world champion against Claudio Castagnoli, he definitely has potential, and I feel like people would definitely want to see it.
Yeah, man, they should have had Eddie won the Ring of Honor title. That should be awesome. But then again, Mark Briscoe didn't win the PB title, and we saw what happened at WrestleMania. So I guess we gotta wait until they finish their story.
Yeah, whenever that's going to happen. Keyword if. And in some companies, it might be more likely to happen versus others. But again, sub-tangent. But yeah, that was Dynamite that week as we move forward to Rampage. And AEW Rampage, of course, emanated from the same building. Yeah. Friday night. As good. Look, the only thing I need on Rampage, JR, be on commentary, bring me in, give me that solid charm, give me that solid draw in, because JR is the lifeblood of my wrestling fandom. Good old JR. And, of course, we start things off with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Lucha Brothers, Penta Simeon, Rey Fenix with AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo taking on QTV. Aaron Solo, Powerhouse Hobbs, and QT Marshall, not Marshall, Marshall. QT and El Hijo. Yeah, right. QT and El Hijo kick things up in the early going. Vikingo, of course, connects with a springboard dropkick because Viking goes crazy. He is a cheat code. And then follows up with an implosion Hurricane Rana. I don't know how this man does this. What the hell? Vikingo then nails QT with a finger splash for a near fall. That again, the crowd's like, this is insane. Rey Fenix and Solo then, they square off, and Rey Fenix takes down his opponent with an arm drag, then follows up with a heel kick. That heel kick, good grief. Goes for a knee bar, but then Solo crawls out of it to Hobbs, and once again, Powerhouse Hobbs is the difference maker. Go figure. He walks in and into a press kick by Penta, but then Hobbs just, shrugs it off and then literally runs him over as if he was ran over by a truck in Mexico. And then Hobbs proceeded to take Fenix and Vikingo out, isolate, and dominate one man. Using a delay burger suplex on Penta, Ciramillero, then dumped it to the outside of the ring. And then QT Marshall basically ran Penta head first into the steel ring post. Following up by that, he brings a table out from underneath the ring. This just screams bad things happening. Hobbs and QT set the table on the arena floor. Then Penta wipes out Solo and QT with the sling blade. Stick and move, says good old JR. And clearly that's what Penta did. Lucha Brothers and Heel Different Kingo, they take control flying over the top rope as they do with triple synergy. Topes wiping out the entire field. I'm pretty sure Harley Cameron did not record that for QTV, but she should have. Just saying. Vikingo then smashes Solo with a shooting star press while the Lucha Brothers use tandem offense on Solo, but Hobbs, once again, breaks up the pinning attempt. As this continues moving down the line, we get a crossbody press, but Vikingo catches him, plants him. Penta then follows up with a Canadian Destroyer. Would it be Mexican technically? On QT. QT, great seller. Rey Fenix then rocks Hobbs, of course, with a cutter, the rope through cutter, as always, as Asher continues fast and furious in and out of the ring. And then Vikingo impaled QT with the Destroyer off the ropes and onto the apron, the hardest damn part of the ring. Why do you all do that? Well, Vikingo continues to show not only his agility, but his strength, with the German suplex on Solo and then assisted stuff pile driver. Penta, Ciramillero, keep it pinned Aaron Solo. I'm sure nobody was surprised by that. And then the table that was set on the outside prevented Hobbs from breaking up the fall. They used it as a barricade, which I thought was very smart. For once the table was not used for destruction, it was used for defense. And it bit QTV in the ass. But still, Crazy Trio's opening match.
Yeah. Like, what do you expect? Like,
nothing less.
But like, this to Rampage where it has the wacky ass man because I'm being with you. I was more ready for that joint, but I did see some of the other matches. But I would say this: QT Marshall is, in my opinion, in a sense, kind of underrated. He
I
ain't,
agree.
he really ain't that fucking bad. And I think if I remember, QT was trying to do like a handspring something.
A handstand springboard, either Insiguri or cutter,
Yeah,
and also, of course, he tries to go for the diamond cutter, given to him by one DDP.
yeah, but him trying to do that shit is fucking hilarious.
Hey, give the man some effort, all right? He's hung in the ring with the likes of Alan Angel. I mean, again, this guy was also a great dark worker. So, I mean, again,
Yeah.
he could go. So, you know.
Bro, how old is this man, dog?
Oh, good grief almighty. He's been involved in over 18 years. I think he's in his late 30s.
Hold up. He's the
Yeah.
goggle machine. Because this man looks like he's in his fucking.
Probably, he's. I don't know if apples are good for your girth. That's all I got
And
to
I
say about
never
that.
ever. He's 37.
Yep.
What the fuck? Yo, I never heard. He been in this business since July 4th, 2000. I never heard of this.
I never heard of him
Till
either. Not
AEW.
before AEW, and
Right.
what he's done before then, even quite surprising.
Bro, it's like, yo, I never heard of this man until AEW. I'm happy for AEW because they actually given us more insight on talent that we never heard.
As they should.
Blessing. National television.
Right.
Oh, holy shit.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah.
Well, as we move on from there to a different form of insight, Lexi Nair is backstage outside one Chris Jericho's locker room, who came out subtly and apologized for not usually doing his commentary obligations on Rampage, but refuses to do that after being attacked by Adam Cole on Wednesday, and says he'll be taking measures going forward to protect himself from this happening again. Thank you for believing in me. And the door slammed shut. So Chris Jericho is afraid of Adam Cole.
I love Jericho.
Baby.
I love Jericho.
He's brilliant.
I hope he doesn't change. Like, this man is awesome. Bro, Jericho's gonna be one of the guys I'm gonna actually like cry when he retires, bro.
Well, again, chasing the dragon. How far do you go? Conscious sense or your body telling you? You tell me. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But hey, he's still doing what he does, and he loves what he does. So there you go. TBS
awesome.
champion Jade Cargill beat Gia Scott. Pump kick, jaded, game over. She's 57-0. Get the woman some real competition, for Pete's sake. Seriously. Oh, and apparently Taya Valkyrie is suspended from what she did with Aubrey Edwards.
Lol.
Well, not supposed to put your hand as official or try to send it to Valhalla. All right, moving on from there. That was pointless. Not even on TBS, just saying. Anyway, Mark Briscoe went one-on-one. Oh, yeah, that was right. That was the other thing they said on the chicken farm. They set him up with a one-on-one match, but they didn't necessarily tell him his opponent. He was taking on Los Fascistas Ingobernables Peligroso, a.k.a. Preston Vance. This was a little bit interesting, as the Briscoe family was sitting at ringside to support redneck chicken man Mark Briscoe, them boy. He used his redneck kung fu on Vance the other going and nailed him with a blockbuster off the apron. Again, if you cannot connect and support somebody like Mark Briscoe, what's wrong with you? This guy is a spirit that the industry needs in its darkest time. And what he has been doing since the passing of his brother is astounding. God bless him. Respect. Anyway, somersault to the outside of the ring, but Preston dodged it. This was a turning point as Briscoe crashed onto a steel chair, setting it up himself to clapping it. Doggone, you are a victim of your own weapon. Damn it. Then capitalizing by whipping Briscoe into the guardrail over and over again. Shows him what Roos does. Goes from one part to another part to another part. Tranquilo. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Vance hits a German suplex, follows up with a solid shot to the jaw by Mark Briscoe. No karate. That was just a freaking straight up fist to face. And the fans are getting behind him saying, "Let's go, Briscoe." That's, of course, Baltimore, Maryland. Huge foundation for our Ring of Honor. As Briscoe and Vance continue to trade forearm shots, this just turned into a big, mean, drag-out brawl for a moment. But Vance then changed strategies with a big knee to the sternum that bent him over. But then Mark Briscoe rallied back with a lariat, taking Vance off his feet. How's that for a statement? And then looking for the J Driller. Don't call your shot, because people will always try and counter it. Keep them guessing. Again, your spirit, but God bless you. And Preston was able to fight out of it, and then follows up, pulling a steer chair out of the ring of his own. Tried to use it twice, but ditched it, because again, you would get disqualified here. Disqualification is extremely rare in AEW. Learn something at our company. Vince then speared Mark Briscoe from the apron into the ring for a near fall. Then Jose, the assistant, slipped the chair behind the ref's back, as Paul Turner was able, though, to find it, though, and stop it with his foot. Allowed Martha to use the steel chair as a launch pad, not a physical weapon, and as he does, throws his body over the top rope to the floor onto Vance, crashing. And Mark Briscoe was feeling it, man. He finally looked for the J Driller and spiked Preston on his head and continues his winning ways in AEW. As they suddenly said, J Driller got it done. And again, Mark Briscoe empowered by the love and support of his family. There's not a stronger force in this industry than family. Them boy, damn it. As he hugs them at ringside. Good win for Mark Briscoe.
Every time I hear Reach for the Sky, that song, that shit makes me feel so fucking pumped. Like, that theme song is Adam Massacre, the guy who made the song. That shit's fucking epic. And it, like, but besides the music, Mark's energy is, I love this man, bro.
Unmatched.
Love this. Him, Willow, and Eddie Kingston, like, their energies. I just want to give Mark a hug. but Mark, it's crazy because if you know the Ring of Honor history, Mark was never a singles guy.
Nope.
Unlike his brother when he won the Ring of Honor title.
Yep.
So it's actually pretty cool that Mark is actually taking part. Now, well, he's, I'm gonna say this, but
he's carving his own path
yeah,
towards his destiny. As he also said, he will never do traditional tag team wrestling again. He's fine with trios and 8-man, but 2-on-2,
yeah,
no, man, that's no longer me. That's behind me.
Cause like, I hate the fact that he's
13X.
now, like, I hate the fact that he's now a singles wrestler by his choice, by unfortunate circumstances, but
Right.
but at least he has his brother inside of him every time he used that J Driller, and just him putting on a fucking performance. So it's great. Preston Vance is another guy that I wish that could break soon. Ever since he the Dark Order and made the kid cry, but now it's time to see Mark right after, because I know what they're trying to do, and I hope they don't turn. He's a heel.
They won't do that. There's no way in hell I see that happening.
He is not a heel. He is a purified, lovable, redneck babyface.
Bar none. Well said. Again, I'll always reach for the sky, boy. Mark Briscoe, I'm with you on the entire journey to your destiny, which, of course, is the Ring of Honor Television Championship. And again, will he be the one to dethrone Samoa Joe, who has now been champion for over a year? Only time will tell. Seriously, who's going to stop Joe? Joe's going to kill you. Anyway, we go backstage to Lexi Nair once again with Dustin Rhodes, another all-time favorite of mine. Massive respect. So glad I got to meet him. And he was backstage before the Machine, Brian Cage, interrupted things and blindsided him. As basically Swerve, laughing as he does, since this business merger, said anything could happen. The Mogul Embassy is everything. See you in 2 weeks. As Keith Lee, again, don't want to piss off Keith Lee. Keith Lee ran to Dustin's aid, and the Mogul Embassy ran off. And to think, they ran off against Keith Lee. You figured the numbers game would be in their favor. But again, discretion, the better part of valor. A plan seems to be in play. 2 weeks, and we'll see what happens. As we go from there, before we head into this week of Elite Wrestling, it was time for Rampage. Let's just call it what it is. You call it a main event, I call it a feature presentation. As it was, the firm. Fucking hell, I bumped my elbow against the glass table. Fuck. Fuck! That hurt.
It's time for the
Boy.
first deletion.
Yes, yes, thank you. The firm deletion. Damn it. That fucking hurt. It was, God, that freaking sucked. That's a weird feeling. It was Big Bill, that name, all you go away from the page, Lee Moriarty, and Stokely Hathaway taking on FTW champion Hook, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy, the Hardy brothers, and Isaiah Cassidy, who still found his way. As the firm pulled up in an SUV to the Hardy compounds, the entire match was taking place there. Even Page smashed the mailbox with a baseball bat. You don't do that. And then the gates open up as Matt Hardy, who apparently returned to his broken ways, knew they come. As Big Bill taught out Isaiah Cassidy, Page threw dirt in Matt's eyes, and, well, the shenanigans ensued. Let's just go right through it. We, of course, had a brawl in the yard. Next day for your local pay-per-view, folks. And, yes, and we got Page giving a snap suplex to Matt Hardy hit a snap suplex to Page on the lawn for a near fall.
In the yard. Let me write that down.
As Matt Hardy simply said, delete. Anyway, as Jeff Hardy grabs a branch and uses it on Big Bill, basically what am I looking for here? The Hardy children? Yeah, let's go with that. Maxo and Wolfie drove their Power Wheels golf cart. Oh, God.
It nearly
to
killed...
Stokely halfway. But halfway... It was Stokely got out of the way. Wait, go ahead, Zero, before I continue.
It was about to be a hit and run. Like, you don't understand. They almost killed Stokely. These little bastards.
Oh dear, the crime that would ensue. What a crime against society. And then everybody's drawn all the way towards the barn where a wrestling ring was set up, because if it's a wrestling match, you gotta have a ring somewhere, right? So we get a table set up in the ring, and then a power slam Matt Hardy through it, as even Page yells at Matt Hardy and said Hardy lied to him, embarrassed him. Big Bill hit Matt with a steel chair. And basically, what I also like about this, I guess, in a different way, there was no subtle background music. It wasn't like cinematography. It was literally commentary, calling and talking about this like a Stampede. But anyway, where was I? Hathaway then makes his way into the house, and then basically John Jax, Matt Hardy's wife, Rebel, but then is tased by Matt Hardy's father-in-law. You all know him better as Senior Benjamin. And then the Hardys' kids, of all people, the kids jump on Hathaway as Hathaway's like, I can't pressure my chest. Tony Khan will pay for his crimes. I was on the floor laughing. As Isaiah Cassidy connected with a swan dive on the entire group from the roof of the Deletion Dome, as it was known.
Let me say something about this spot.
Go ahead.
This man, Isaiah Cassidy, and James will love what I'm about to say. Isaiah Cassidy transformed into Namir Sagat from WYW, the Black Panther, Brother Zay.
Brother Zay. They're like a reincarnation has brought new life to Isaiah Cassidy.
Yeah, he became a Black Panther, moaning outside. Freaking then decided to jump off the giant. Bruh, the moment I saw Isaiah Cassidy transform into a Black Panther, I lost my shit.
And they were trying to burn the freaking Hardys alive before this. And then Maxwell comes basically out and smashes Hathaway with a swanton off, I believe, the second or top rope before, saying, delete, 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 and then the mom's like, okay, bedtime, go to bed. As Hook then sets up Lee crashing through a table after a T-bone suplex. Even Page is surrounded in the ring, not only by Caprice Coleman, by the way, who was a referee, but another guy, I forget his name, that was also the referee. And then again, jaw-jacking, basically, but Matt Hardy was the one, Turbout's fair play, with those words, Ethan, it was all your fault. Delete! And then nails him with the twist of fate while Jeff finishes off Ethan with the Swanton bomb. Matt gets pinned. Excuse me. Matt gets the pinfall win over Ethan Page. The firm has been deleted, and in his poetic words, it's over. And so it was, and scene. What the fuck?
This was a acid trip, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it could have been better. It really could have been how it's packing.
Oh, that's right. There was fireworks used in the beginning. Lord forbid I forget a Matt Hardy presentation has fireworks in it.
Yeah, man, they got more pyro than AEW. You know, that shit was.
You're not wrong. Anyway, continue.
Pyro cannot touch the pyro from this match, and I feel like this match could have been a lot better because one, I've been watching Broken Mad ever since the first time in TNA. And
right.
I feel like this match should have been filmed ahead of time. And
I agree.
And it should have been a giant spectacle. Both the commentators should not commentate this match. Have it be like a real life cinema and have this joint literally make it look fucking crazy.
Right. It's not a sports-centric presentation. It's a cinematic deletion.
Yes. This will be in the deletion saga alongside TNA, the WWE, etc. So, yeah. But it was good for what it is. The freaking Black Panther spot was actually pretty fucking hilarious. And
I'm about to say that I feel like that was the spot right there that just took everybody away.
Yes, like this man was on top of a fucking joint, just like he was literally like fucking then decides it to freaking jump and shit. I'm like, rough.
Oh my god. But it's Stokely Hathaway, by the way, best performer here. I swear, I need mainstream crossover. I need Stokely Hathaway and Kevin Hart in a skit, please. Thank you.
That shit. Oh fuck, him, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. Hell yeah.
Oh god, it needs to be happening at some point. Next time they go to the LA Forum, make it happen, Tony Khan. You heard it here first, courtesy of FTW. All right. Well, yeah, that was a thing, but I guess the saga finally with the firm is over. And the Hardy brothers have another brother. Brother Zay. Okay. That's a thing.
You love to see it, bro.
And Maxwell, hey, good on you, man. Or I can't tell that was a young lady or a young boy at this point with the hair.
Maxwell and Wolfgang.
Yeah. Nice move. And Caprice Coleman, hey man, he can still move too. When you saw what Caprice Coleman did there, Caprice Coleman even said when Stokely got, he was like, that was pretty damn funny. Caprice Coleman being part of this too was kind of fun too.
Oh, but here's my main question about the whole thing. Why the fuck is Hook in this match, bro?
He had bad blood with freaking Stokely in the very beginning and maybe wanted to get his hands on Big Bill. I don't know.
I get that, but it's so out of place with this guy.
Yeah.
Hook, bruv. Hook, what do you do? Bruh.
I don't know.
I don't
know. Look. Hook's going to do whatever he wants. Then he's going to go to the strip club and get his money's worth. So, I mean, Hook does what Hook wants.
I'm sort of.
Just saying. I don't know how many strip clubs are out there in North Carolina, but the Hardy Compound, but I guess it's a different story. Anyway, so yeah.
Swing party.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, God. Oh, man. Hook's gonna
have you been to a strip club?
Hook's going to have a hell of a time in Las Vegas, I'll tell you that much. Meanwhile, it won't be on the strip. Or it might be. Anyway. As we talk about how Hook's going to get rocked at some point, we go to Detroit, Rock City, for this week's AEW content. Starting with AEW Dynamite, which again, They stat the card like a pay-per-view to compete against the NBA playoffs. Go figure. Because, again, you're not going to beat the NBA playoffs. Let's just be honest here. But this was a really good card. It kicked things off with a first time ever, which was, to my surprising, singles encounter from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Damn, I wish it was there. As the Ring of Honor World Champion, I'm still feeling the effects of my arm, by the way, too, folks. Claudio Castagnoli went one-on-one against one half of the botch on AEW website part, not AEW, former AEW, but current Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion Rey Fenix, where under this circumstance, Double Jeopardy, the winner of this match would get to challenge for the other's titles, S in parentheses. And what I expected this match to be, it was damn sure a match of power versus speed. Claudio ducked a reverse kick from Rey Fenix to the goal, and then Claudio caught a flying Rey Fenix and nailed him with a vicious bat breaker. Counter for counter, Claudio got bounced around the ring, though, with two tope suicidas from Rey Fenix. Third one, though, you went to the well one too many times. He dropped him across the barricade on the outside of the ring. And then Rey Fenix, he managed to come back, and once again, you talk about Rey Fenix, Commander Vikingo. I still say Rey Fenix walks the ropes the best. As he walked across the top of the barricade. Yeah, that's just a one-upsmanship, by the way, folks. Walks across the top of those thin barricades and catches Claudio with a hurricane on the floor. What the hell? Apparently, this crowd was like an freaking WWE Attitude crowd, too, with their energy. Again, AEW, don't lower them down. Brian Danielson with a unit watching on from a backstage monitor as Rey Fenix took Claudio off his feet with a hurricane run off the turnbuckles following that. But then Claudio fired back with a lariat, turned him inside out, upside down for the near fall. 2.9 count. Claudio then hoists Rey Fenix up, looking for, I think, a Ricola, and then press slammed him over the barricade instead. And then we got a mean exchange of chops and uppercuts. Which one's more lethal? The chops to Claudio or the European uppercuts to Rey Fenix? Rey Fenix, though, Eddie Mole, he finally rocks Claudio with a cutter. Oh, there goes my answer. And that cutter lands flush. As Rey Fenix then jumped off the top turnbuckle with a moonsault to Claudio on the floor, because he's local. Brings him back in the ring, hits a code red. Cannot believe he got that man up and over for a code red. 2 count only. Rey Fenix follows up, though, and takes Claudio off his feet again with a thrust kick. Every time Rey Fenix had a moment to take Claudio off his vertical base, that put the match in Rey Fenix's favor. Brilliant strategy. So Claudio came back with a water slide on Rey Fenix, and then hammers him down with the hammering and anvil elbows, finally finishing off with the Ricola bomb, and pins him for the 3 count, meaning that Blackpool Combat Club, in some tag team capacity, and for those that watch Ring of Honor, I think we all know what capacity it's going to be, have now a guaranteed shot at the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. But this was a hell of a hot opener, and I would love to see this run back.
When you have a Claudio in the ring against any type of style, it's always going to be because Claudio. I don't think Claudio could not have a bad match now. It's like this man.
And he said, and by the way, just to add to that, as the Blackpool Combat Club says they be real, he said after the match, I didn't even get out of first gear.
I swear to they're just something. But
right.
But I think the reason why he couldn't get off of I think the reason why he couldn't get off of first gear is because one, he's going against a high fly. The only thing he has to do is evade or counter it. That's all he has to do.
Evade or intercept.
Yeah, because Phoenix is just he doesn't believe in gravity. But
no, he doesn't.
But with him, a person like Phoenix, you have to either evade or try to intercept because 9 times out of 10, he might either try to rebound off the ropes or spring off the ropes or try to do some sort of evasion, like flipping over or some shit.
Or just rebound or kip up, kick you in the head. Multiple things that he did.
Yeah, so all what Claudio did is evade and intercept. So that's why he was in. So that's why he was in first gear. It's not like he's going up against a Kenny Omega who could try to match his style, or
I need that match.
Yeah, or maybe a defensive guy like Jay White. But yeah, so this was a really good match of styles. So yeah, I would love to see it again, or I would love to see it maybe for a singles title.
Well, I mean, again, Ray Phoenix won. He literally would have had a guaranteed shot for Claudio Castagnoli's Ring of Honor World Championship, which the man has been virtually unstoppable, but welcomes all comers as the 1812 Overture plays proudly. As once again, we get a Bravo-worthy presentation by Claudio Castagnoli, who is, if William Regal calls Bryan Danielson the perfect wrestler, Claudio Castagnoli is a great runaround for that moniker.
He's like an all-rounder.
Pretty much. Adaptable on the fly, literally. And again, even when he got tossed and turned and bringing out the ringside in 450 different ways, the 360 vision, when his equilibrium was rocked, he still found a way to come back. I think all those times he did the freaking Claudio giant swing before this probably helped him know how to stabilize his equilibrium from those ridiculous Hurricane Ranas, because, good grief, how many times did Ray Phoenix took him up and over and around? Boy, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we move backstage, we got Renee Paquette trying to, see what's going on. Again, big show. And of all people, ladies and gentlemen, the Redeemer has returned. Miro, who Renee was shocked, tried to get a word. No words from the Redeemer yet. As he walked into Tony Khan's office.
Yo, there was a joke I heard. The reason why the Redeemer and somebody else returned just because of that the $1 billion deal AEW is about to get.
Still not yet official, but
still not
seems
official, but
concrete to say the least.
Yes, but like it was a joke about that. That shit was funny. My man here,
I
mean,
hey,
Tony Khan, man. I mean,
hey, man, money talks, and at the end of the day, if you're a billionaire, hey, you can walk the walk. So we'll see what that leads to down the line, maybe as soon as this week. And we'll talk more about what's going on this week in AEW, folks, soon. As we also get a lot of backstage stuff here. We find AEW World Champion MJF spoken from backstage, and he says the Pillars, they're like the Beatles. MJF, though, he's not Ringo Starr. He's Paul McCartney. Because every great moment in the sport has one thing in common, and that is your AEW World Heavyweight Champion, MJF, as my reign of terror has just begun. I am the standout. I am the leader. I am the one who is the most recognizable, the most profitable, the most capable. And once again, you will all see that at Double or Nothing, because all of you are beneath me. I like the Beatles reference, by the way, as a fan of the Beatles. Either way, subtle message from one Maxwell Jacob Freeman, whose confidence has not been, I would say, rattled, but more so self-encouraged.
I love his confidence, bro. I wish I had, like, I'll be honest with you, I wish I have the MGF confidence, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I wish I had that confidence, because in real life, I really don't have a lot of confidence myself. But just seeing it, just hearing MJF's makes me feel like this man is ready to take AEW and steer it in his direction. He's ready to make AEW for everyone to be elite and go reach their true potential. If it's on the mic, in the ring, or just in general, I feel like he is saying that I am the guy that will take AEW and make it elite. Not for no entertainment purposes, but for wrestling purpose.
But we also know he could be a hell of an entertainer, and he could also be a hell of a crooner. So, I mean, again, a guy of many talents, multifacets, but I definitely agree with you there. But it all comes down to if in his second pay-per-view main event since being champion, strictly going up against originals, he could surpass them. And we'll find out soon enough at Double or Nothing. But before that, as Double or Nothing starts to form, we find the AEW Tag Team Champions FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler come to the ring and respond to the challenge thrown out by one Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. As FTR says, they owe more so particularly first a friend an apology. Mark Briscoe. Instead, fuck my life. The friggin' last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, and friggin' the oddities come out with him. Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal come to the ring. And there you go. And Dutt says, I'm asking you right now, FTR, do you accept our challenge at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas? Stop that Dixon Ticonderoga Road where the sun don't shine. But Dax says, I will accept your challenge if you guys admit you're using Mark Briscoe to get to us. Whoa, look at that. It would be exposed their secrets. He's our friend. Well, out comes the man himself. You fellas need to relax. You fellas have a hard time controlling your emotions when you're in the same facility. So I talked to my friend Tony Khan, and in Las Vegas, it'll be FTR against Lethal and Jared, and I'm going to be the special guest referee. I was like, oh, okay. Well, who didn't see that coming? But also, Jeff Jarrett. Anyway, Mark Briscoe says that y'all need to calm down, so let's all be men here. Let's have a drink together. And as they were about to drink, Sanjay Dutt literally sprays. Who didn't see that coming from that idiot? Sprays into Dak's eyes. A melee ensues as a blinded Dak spikes Mark Briscoe in the end with a pile driver. Boy. You just pile drive the special guest referee for your AEW Tag Team Championship match. Damn it.
Love to see it.
Freaking Jeff Jarrett and company.
Tension is going to be coming, and Mark Briscoe better smarten up and know that was an accident. And I swear to God, if they end up turning Mark Briscoe, there's no coming back.
I agree.
Like, I'm not gonna be like these guys saying that, oh, if they do this, I'm never watching AEW again. Nah, I will watch, but I would just be disappointed.
Agree.
Because
those fans would just be casually like hearing noise.
Like, the fuck? Like, the most I would do is just be like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, every week. So again, our second match is now made official, along with the AEW Fatal 4-Way World Championship and the opening ceremony of the Owens Men and Women's Tournaments, respectfully. So, cards forming, but damn it, Jeff Jarrett. Anyway, I hate that guy. That being said, moving on. Renee Paquette, please be the referee. Aubrey Edwards, you keep the peace. Anyway, Renee Paquette is interviewed backstage. Is backstage now with the Ocho, Chris Jericho. And Jericho, who, again, like my tweet, talked about, why is everyone so happy that Adam Cole got the best of me while I was doing commentary? This is an unsafe work environment. So you know what I did? I got legal counsel. I bet you it was from that crook, Smart Mark Sterling. And now I have a court order. In which case, if I am in the arena, Adam Cole, you are banned. What the hell? Come here, break. And then Roderick Strong, who's not Adam Cole, but is Adam Cole's close friend, definitely an exception. So Adam Cole interrupted him and challenged him to a Falls Count Anywhere match. Why Jericho, stoked his ego and says, look, you're very capable, but again, challenging me one-on-one, you're setting yourself up for trouble. But Roderick Strong, he also got his own legal action as he showed legit paperwork, and Renee validated it, to Chris Jericho that, okay, well, I'm glad you accepted my challenge, but also I took legal counsel up too. And the JAS is banned from the building next week as well. Why do I feel like there's going to be a cameraman with a mask and a certain baby in the building next week? I'm just saying. Subtleness, as we get one more segment here. Actually, we get two more, then I'll just let you talk about all three. That way we just get them all much together. Renee Paquette is once again trying to get word from Tony Khan about Miro, but then, hey, you foreshadowed it earlier. What the hell is this? A Night of Returns? Can I see Chris Statlander come back, maybe? Break that bitch. Meanwhile, La Mera Mera, Thunder Rosa is back. And goes to Tony Khan and says, seems like tonight is the perfect night to talk to Poppy Khan. Poppy Khan? Does he know mommy? Sorry. That being said, Thunder Rosa heads into Tony Khan's impromptu office. As we come back from commercial break, it was Tony Khan, the man himself, who suddenly had an announcement. This gimmick needs to stop. Seriously. I'd like everyone to stay tuned next week for Dynamite for a huge announcement, as it's going to be one of the biggest shows in AEW Dynamite history. And I will have a huge announcement on TNT next week. Thank you. Wait. Time out. TNT? Dynamite's on TBS. But no, he meant to say that. Huh? So, did you find a 5-minute window on TNT, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week, Wednesday night, for an announcement? Is this going to be another Twitter thing? Because F social media, it breaks.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Boss man, what you thinking here? You're confusing me. And I'm just going to say this right now for the record. You got an announcement. Do it as a freaking YouTube thing. What the heck is Gartic phone? That's different.
Oh, my bad, bro. Yes.
Yeah, you're good. These announcements need to be subtle. Do it as a YouTube thing. It does not need to take airtime on Dynamite. It really doesn't. That's just my humble opinion. So, Zero, Tony Khan announcement. Chris Jericho, Roderick Strong, legal counsel, worked by both men, and La Maribel Thunder Rosa is back. A lot of things developing, it seems, in AEW, and truth be told, a couple of them we have no direction so far for. But we have an idea, I guess.
All right. First things first, bro.
Go for it.
The Jericho joint was actually pretty. It was funny. Man says, "I got legal counsel." Yeah, me too. My man hit him with the Uno first card. That was goofy as heck. But next is the Thunder Rosa. There was another joke where like
who else is gonna show
thing.
up? Dot.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that all of a sudden everybody is like coming back because of the deal that's going on, and it causes Thunder Rosa to magically healed just to come back to work. It caused Miro to be like, okay, I'm gonna put him over to come back to work. So that's just goofy. But
all hands on deck.
Yes. So basically, like everything is going on. If this doesn't cause Abaddon to come back, then this is a failure. But speaking of the whole coming back, Tony Khan returned to his ways to say that I have a special announcement that will shake the course of AEW. I'm finally getting some bitches.
I don't know that's gonna be it, but wouldn't surprise me if he celebrates that way. He seems like a guy with celebration
for everything. Oh my god, he came in last. I have an announcement. He is the best, but like an also
Jacksonville Jaguars are going to the Super Bowl next year. Oh wait, that's not football season. I don't know.
But the announcement thing is at this point, it's just a meme at this point, bro. I have a special announcement. Cody Rhodes did not win the world title. Let's celebrate. I have an announcement. I have a special announcement to make. We are starting a new shoe brand.
Oh God!
I have the that was. I finally lost my virginity.
I don't have that announcement. I still have that, and I'm gonna choose to have that for the rest of my life. I'm simple.
Shit. I mean,
anyway,
it's just, but like, it's just the fact that this. So, what blew my mind is one of the announcements of, I forgot what it was, but it was something so pointless that really just made me so bad. I think it was the I think it was the All Access or something else, but it was just so pointless.
I just only heard about the one thing that apparently he's going to have an announcement on TNT from TBS. So I guess technically there's two announcements, but I only heard that one. So,
but like it's just like we all know it's probably gonna be a collision or some shit. It's probably going to be Collision. But
Collision right now is the leading answer. Survey says either that or people think it might be. I've established a streaming deal where content going forward, AEW Double or Nothing, starting off, is going to be on Max.
I mean, I already got HBO Max.
Well, it's going to be turned to Max. So I'm just saying, if the announcement is not Collision, the number 2 answer right now, AEW streaming deal with Max.
This is gonna be easier for me.
Bleacher Report sucks.
But it's just like, okay. Here's my theories. It's either Collision, the announcement of who's in the tournament, or
that's a good point.
or
I didn't think about that.
Or the streaming deal, or maybe the announcement of a probably not another brand, but like a special event, like just because sorry that we took off Dark and all your favorite Dark guys is not on TV. Here's a special little special battle of the belt style show.
Oh God, I forgot about that. That's true. It's almost been a quarter. But to put a tangent on that, Ring of Honor and Rampage will be used more for those type of purposes for what you just implied. Dark talents included. Dark and independent talent, basically.
If I don't see either Abaddon or Sonny Kiss in the next few weeks, I am oh my God. I will tweet out my frustrations. Okay.
I was waiting for you to go there. My family not watching. I was waiting for you to go there.
But
let me just put this in a subtangent for you. Sonny Kiss was involved in an 8-man tag team match, the past episode of Ring of Honor.
Good.
So at least he's being used.
But where's Abaddon?
Actually, she was at an independent show I read, so she's out and about.
I mean, yes, go. I mean, put your name out there to make that bread. I need your Abaddon.
I'm just gonna say this right now for the record. Athena. By the way, if you did not watch the last match, folks, of Ring of Honor, last week episode, Athena vs. Sky Blue, that was Sky Blue's best match to date, being signed underneath Tony Khan, period. Simple as that. That being said, if a Joshi, if AEW, if a Natural, if a veteran cannot beat Athena, maybe the abnormal can. I think it's time you book Athena versus Abaddon.
For real, bro. Man, I miss Abaddon.
I agree.
I miss her.
Again, you never know.
She's a freak, though.
Yeah, she's a special freak, to be fair. Not super freak. That's the wrong type of freak to say. But she's a special.
Man, she a freak, bro.
And she makes it work. But she's also very humble in her actual humanity and personality, for those that saw that interview. So, nothing but respect to her. And nothing but respect for this man who is now defending the, get this, folks, AEW International Championship for the 21st time. As freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, who's been champ now for, I don't even think it's been a year yet. Put that in perspective. Once again, while injured, defends the gold this time against Jericho Priest Society's Daniel Garcia, who subtly says, you beat 20 pro wrestlers, but you can't beat the most proficient technical sports entertainer. Look, if the sports entertainer, all he does is this, he's not a champion in my mind. And King, I don't care if it's called the Woo. It is stupid and does not belong on my screen too or in a wrestling ring. Anyway, after some dancing, Garcia took a chance and with the drop toe hold, got the better of Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy escaped. He fired back with some drop kicks while the hands were in his pockets after the hands in the pockets was denied earlier. And the champ was able to drive Garcia down in the barricade with a tope suicida. But Daniel Garcia nearly trapped Orange Cassidy and then took his head off with a running lariat. Jesus, the ragdoll on Orange Cassidy. I sometimes worry about that man's health. Garcia then follows up by playing Orange Cassidy on the ring apron right across the guardrail, as I've been seeing that traditionally. Of course, Orange Cassidy, he has a bad leg, bad back, bad hand, damaged goods, bruised fruit at this point. Yes, I just said that. Anyway, Garcia continued to work over Cassidy's injured knee at this point, bringing him back in the ring, and then booted Orange, and then stuck to his game and hit him with a jumping pile driver. Damn. And somehow Cassidy survived that. Orange Cassidy was able to mount a small comeback and hit a beach break. Garcia, though, was able to get out of that and immediately lock in the Dragon Tamer, wrenching back as hard as he could in the center of the ring as Orange tries to escape. But then Garcia transitions into a crossface and then stomps for added effect on the already prone, injured hand for the Orange Punch of Orange Cassidy. As we fought Orange, there is no escape. His body is being torqued in all different ways. But the thing about Orange Cassidy, he always seems to find a way. Not necessarily technically, but more so offensively. We've seen him use Beach Break for victories. We see him use the Orange Punch for victories, sometimes more than one. But we've also seen one of the most elusive holds that I think, on one hand, people have gotten out of. And Daniel Garcia became the next and latest victim of it. From Buddy Matthews to Daniel Garcia, he got trapped, literally, in the mousetrap pin. And somehow, someway, Orange Cassidy does it freaking again. How the hell is this guy still the most effective, proficient, passionate, strongest defensive, I would say, if not one of the most prolific, unknown, you didn't know this was possible, but you madly respect it, champions in the wrestling industry. 21 successful defenses within less than a year. He did it again.
Bro. Acknowledge him.
Oh, I damn sure do.
Acknowledge your juice box. like
how? Just how?
Because you got to understand the style of the hands and pockets. It's a martial art, okay? You got to understand the fact that he knows what he's doing. He is not only learning new ways to enhance his martial art. It's just that he knows what he's doing. He knows that he probably can't out wrestle certain wrestlers or maybe outpower, but he knows how to do the most dangerous move of all pro wrestling, a fucking cradle or a roll up or anything. A sneak pin. He knows how to do it. So basically, yes. So basically, you could whoop his ass. You could send him to the gulag all you want, but he would still roll you up, and he would get the 1, 2, 3 because he is that defensive and he is definitely the one.
That adaptive, to say the least. Again, 21. At this point, though, we're going to double or nothing. 21, you win. 22, you bust. And I was wondering, if someone outside AEW or in AEW can't beat him, because he's taken on all comers in and out of this company, and no one's been able to beat him. May I remind you, he has a win over Katsuri Shibata while during this run. Just saying.
I still don't understand how the fuck he beat Shibata.
Dude, I don't know.
I'm surprised he didn't PK his whole soul out of his body, but
hey, he's the pure champion. I mean, you couldn't find a more fitting title for the wrestler. Just saying. But that being said, again, Jake Hager, Big Bill, Jeff Jarrett, Buddy Matthews, Bandito, countless names, Trent, Kip Sabian, countless names have all fallen short to freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, which I imagine right now has the strongest win rate this year in all elite wrestling in singles competition. It's incredible.
It's outrageous. It's legit outrageous. This man is literally winning matches, title retentions. Bruh. This man, at this point, who do you think could probably beat him? But there's one man that he's supposed to wrestle during, back in Joey Janela spring break, but the match got canceled because COVID hit. Suzuki.
I'm just saying it right now, dude. One, I've been waiting for it. Two, Forbidden Doors around the corner. Minoru Suzuki's no longer a never openweight 6-man tag team champion. Book the fucking match.
Yes, because I feel like it'd be entertaining in my own opinion, because that would be kind of cool.
I completely agree. Orange Cassidy literally just slapping Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki just looks at him and maybe smiles and then bends him over and knocks his friggin' lights out.
Yeah, but like, if we thinking logical wise, you already know who's gonna win.
Do we? I'm saying, do we?
Yes. His name is Orange Cassidy. He's gonna roll him up.
Oh god, Suzuki will kill him. Meanwhile, I need Orange Cassidy versus Minoru Suzuki, Tony Khan, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Thank you. Title or not title. This thing doesn't happen.
Or him against Hiromu. No. Him versus Naito. The battle of the absolute goofball.
Tranquilo versus Sloth Style.
Yes.
What are you trying to do here, Zero?
Bruh, I'm telling you, that match will be the best match for all the not wrestling wise, just how they act. You got Naito taking off his suit slowly but surely. Orange Cassidy just chill off.
Glasses off, puts on the elbow pad.
Slowly. The match gonna start 15 minutes later, right after the bell.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right.
Awesome.
Well, now I'm more excited for Forbidden Door than I am for Double or Nothing at this point. I'm not gonna lie. Double or Nothing's not even fully booked yet.
Okay, so before we get too deep into it, I have a conversation piece for later on because this is kind of bothering me a bit.
Okay.
What the fuck is the card for a Double or Nothing?
I'll give you an official rundown of what it is at this point, and then maybe we could try and brainstorm a little bit of what may happen because Tony Khan's got 2 weeks to build a pay-per-view card, and if we watch AEW since inception, like me, who's been All Elite since day 0, back at All In, the original All In, when it comes to Tony Khan and an AEW pay-per-view, he usually has it fully built the week of Dynamite, Go Home, and then you have Rampage, and the one thing that truly matters as far as what's on this card and why it's on this card, the countdown. And then he has one match for the buy-in the day after on social media.
The show is on the 28th. We got this week, next week, and then 28th.
Exactly. So that being said, yeah, he's got 2 more Dynamites and 2 more Rampages to build an entire Double or Nothing pay-per-view card.
Bruv.
Yeah. And by the way, there's a reason we're saying bruv, folks, very shortly. So let's keep going. Oh my gosh, this is too damn fun. Christian Cage, though, this was not fun for the people that were involved there because they just booed the damn man out of the building. God, the Heat Magnet. Christian Cage with the Soros, they make their way to the ring with an interview with Tony Schiavone. And again, as we learned, it was Christian Cage who declared himself as the next challenger for the TNT Championship. Not his right hand of destruction, who, by the way, has not spoken a single damn word since his return. But Christian Cage definitely let us know his thoughts. You want to know why I'm the number 1 contender for the TNT title?
No.
Because I'm Christian Cage. When your name has the cash that mine does, you get the shot. And I have a question for you, Tony. What's with all these wrestlers in AEW and all their daddy issues?
Trust me, I know.
Damn. Much like my previous opponent, my current opponent, Wardlow, also had a father. But I'm not going to berate your father, Wardlow, because he wasn't famous. No one cares about him. Damn. Arn Anderson's son, Brock, has a contract here in AEW. Arn Anderson is a bald-faced liar. He said he wanted to set up his son for success, but he tossed him aside for Wardlow. Damn. How many times have you won the World Championship, Arn? Hey, let's just keep going down the line. Keep adding more salt to the wound. What are you going to do, Wardlow, when you realize your legend is not as strong as me and was never as good as me? Because next week, Wardlow, you're going to stand in the ring, and I'm going to look at you in the eyes, and you're going to realize your days as champion are over. And that's the subtle take of this promo, as, simply put, Christian Cage is better than both Wardlow and Arn. Arn's career cannot hold up to what he did, and Christian Cage, he's Christian Cage. That's why I'm the next challenger. Deal with it.
Yeah. So this whole thing that happened, I want you to look in the AEW Spark chat because this is me like watching this shit. This is just me.
It's just wide open.
Yes, just be like, bruh.
I mean, would you expect anything less from Christian Cage? I mean, again, the subtleness in his disrespect to everybody, pretty much. Even still, talking about Jungle Boy Jack Perry and his father and the fact that he's gone.
Dog, fucking Jungle Boy whooped your ass, fool.
Again, that's behind him, right? But again, he still has to prove that at the end of the day, I'm still better than him. And Jungle Boy Jack Perry's father, he may have been famous, but he's dead. You're here, but Warlord, your father's not famous. He doesn't matter. Damn.
I mean,
oh, Lord.
I guess.
I mean, is there much more to say at this point? I mean, again, I want to hear what Arn Anderson has to say. He is the enforcer, but also Arn Anderson, he's not afraid to spit fire against you on the mic.
He will shoot you.
And he's got the Glock. Remember, he does have the Glock. We're still waiting to see what happens when a Glock meets a tail whip. But anyway. So stay tuned, folks, for this unique face-to-face confrontation that's going to happen this coming Dynamite. I can't wait for this. Oh, God. What a heat magnet. And talk about Detroit and everything. I mean, shoot, he could have friggin' berated the Detroit Tigers. Surprised he didn't do that. I do it all the time. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, with that good footage shown as Darby Allin, of course, is at home training for Double or Nothing in the only way he knows how. Doing ridiculous shit. And this is the same man that says he will climb mountains to get to the AEW World Championship. In fact, he has a goal to climb Mount Everest. You're crazy.
It's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but
it's possible.
As we move on from there, it was time for the women, the undercard story of the women's division, to take center stage. After the solo promo by Julia Hart last week on Rampage, I forgot to mention, but also was definitely politicated on the road to, she was once best friends with one Anna Jay. Now Anna J.A.S. But Julia Hart found a family. What did Anna Jay find? Did Anna Jay find people that accept her, that care about her, when at the end of the day, you are just under a regime that worships one man? That's not a family. That's not a trust group. And Malachi Slay comes in like, no, that's a cult. As Anna Jay looked to basically break everything and hates everything that Julia Hart's become, break the spooky bitch, while Julia Hart was out to remind an old friend, a subtle reminder that you will always be alone. And there might be some more truth to that than meets the eye, or eyes. As we go to in action, as the members of House of Black rise, as Julia Hart made her way, of course, the solo entrance. Love her presentation. Lady Taker, as that people call her. Best hand in the business. There, I said it. But before she could finish her entrance, I knew this was going to happen because, again, folks, it was no holds barred. Anna Jay.S. immediately came in from the back and attacked her from behind. And considering Anna Jay's history with street fights, no holds barred, extreme circumstances, this didn't surprise me one bit. In the early going, we find Anna whipping Julia Hart into the guardrail, but Julia Hart then pulled out a kendo stick out of nowhere and whacked Anna Jay across the back with it. Both these women unleashing as much hostility they could in the time they were given in the presentation they were trying to basically present. As Anna Jay.S. put out a garbage can, put over Julia Hart's head, then blasted her with a kick after the dangerous J kick earlier on. Julia Hart, writhing in pain, grasping her lower back, still probably didn't fully recover after being bent in the shape of a C across the freaking ring post. Anna Jay then brought steel chairs out, scattered them across the ringside area, and then Julia fought through the pain, propping Anna Jay on top of the turnbuckle, and superplexing Anna onto that bed of chairs. Jeez, that looked like it sucked. As these two continued to just unleash as much animosity and hostility they could in a physical confrontation, trash cans, chairs, candlesticks included. The Heartless was locked in, and Anna Jay, no help, all alone, forced to tap out a clean win for the continued, I would say, momentum, because considering her winning streak this year, for one, Julia Hart. And as always, the house always wins. But I am going to be simply and sincerely honest, This was the weakest match on this card, and it's not the women's fault. It's the circumstances. But it's nice to see them trying to do something with literal, organic AEW female talent. I don't think this is over. I don't want this to be over necessarily because I'm surprised Ty Mello didn't come and play here. So again, what Julia Hart said, is there more truth to that than meets what she's done to Anna Jay's eyes? And are we waiting for somebody else to rise on behalf of the House of Black? Or maybe knock on their door and become part of the family? I'm just saying. What's your thoughts, Zero?
The thing is this, right? So there's a lot of truth to what she said because, like, one, the name of the faction is the Jericho Appreciation Society,
Correct.
even though it's called the circle jerk of Jericho because like that's all they was meant to be, just a group of guys
And cows.
stroking off to a Jericho. It's pretty blatant, and I honestly feel like what like what she said was true because it's not a like her quote unquote family is not a family. It's literally just a cult. It's literally just them worshiping another guy, a guy who put in the mindset of sports entertainment, a guy who literally did nothing for these men, for these people. Like if you see how they are acting, especially 2.0, Jake Hager, and Daniel Garcia and Carmelo, they're not necessarily family like. I guess the only ones that kind of acts like a family is a 2.0 because uh like they got each other back. Like they're literally a tag team. Daniel
Yes.
Garcia, hit or miss. Like he's literally just there. Jake Hager, he likes the hat more than Jericho now.
This stupid bucket hat. Continue.
Yeah, and Tay Conti, she's with Sammy. And speaking of Sammy, um, he just I don't know. It's just like it's like everybody doesn't really feel like a family. They just a group of guys, like literally worshipping Jericho in the name of sports entertainment. Meanwhile, Julia Hart has legit people by her side and will literally ride or die with them
Yep.
because they are the House of Black and Malachi literally takes care of Brody King. Bruh. Brody King is literally Brody. What's that motherfucker name? Um, Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, and Putty Matthews. Like they are literally a trio, and even though they in singles competition, they would let their guy do this, do that, do their match by themselves. But if push comes to shove, they got each other's back. You hurt
Under the right
one, you hurt all.
circumstances, yeah, coffin matches in particular, Brody King and Darby Allin, the most
Yeah.
prolific example. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So this family that Anna Jay thinks of, it's not actually a family. The one family she had was the Dark Order. That's the family that she had, but left for this. So your heart has points, and maybe you gotta read, and maybe she sprayed mist in your eyes so that you can see the truth of what you're doing.
I mean, you
And
saw what
the
it did
show,
with Julia Hart. It
yeah,
consumed her, it manifested her, it changed her, and she hasn't looked back. Plus, it was revealed on Denise Salcedo's sit down with Malachi Black that Julia Hart was tired of the cheerleader shit and she wanted to join the House of Black. Malachi Black gave
Oh
her a test
God.
run and said, "Yeah, we're gonna do it. Just gotta wait and see how it happens because they wanted to do more than what they just did, spraying Julia Hart in the eyes. Julia Hart wanted to make it like mean something, manifest, and the way they did it, especially with the thought that you thought she was going to turn on them during that Dynamite. She didn't swing the steel chair, and the audience just booed out of the building. Malachi Black said it was perfect because it kept the people guessing. And when it happened, the payoff was so much more validating. Ironically enough, it was Double or Nothing last year.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I do wonder, one, why Tamel was not involved on her friend's behalf. Two, are things now settled with Anna J.A.S. and Julia Hart of the House of Black?
Should
I
be.
don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably not done because I feel like there's still some room for more shit.
Storytelling.
Yeah, still some room for more of that because one thing they could do, and this is just me fancy cooking because I love to do that shit. I should be in a fancy cooking video because I have a lot of ideas to do. But what they could do, okay? So after that match, Anna J reflects on everything what she said and kind of got a little agitated because she was all alone, got her ass whooped, and literally tapped out in
She
front of
looks at herself
everybody.
in the mirror, tries to wash away the black mist to
Yeah.
no effect, and then just hears Julia Hart in her head and punches a kayfabe mirror and
Yeah.
looks at the broken reflection of herself. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that a lot. But again, all
Yeah.
comes down to what booking decides to do. I hope they have more planned though for particularly Julia Hart and Anna Jay in this story. But if I'm perfectly honest with you, there's been more forward momentum and character development with Julia Hart than Anna Jay.
That is like crazy because
Right.
remember Julia Hart was a cheerleader? She looked like a blonde bitch. Look at her now. She has a personality. That is crazy. Can you, bro? I'm telling you,
And
bro.
she's one of the only ones, keep this in mind, she's one of the only female talents in the industry doing something like this.
Don't count Rhea Ripley because she's just her own thing. She's a minister, but
Yeah, she
but
also doesn't appear, out of nowhere from behind,
yeah,
and she is psychological, but it's a different psychological versus what Julia Hart is.
yeah. Julia Hart just built different.
And that's all right, especially for the youngest female signing in AEW. So good for them and good for her. Again, she is a rookie. She literally said with Simon Miller, go check out the little interview, folks. And she's under a hell of a learning tree with three great people: Buddy Matthews, Brody King, and Malachi Black.
Boy,
She's
I would
improved in her
love.
promo skills. She's defined her character. They help with her wardrobe. And overall, they also help fine tune her in ring style.
Boy, I would love to train under uh Buddy Matthews. He is too good
He
to
is.
not hold singles belt.
I'll say it once. I'll say it again. The fact he has not been more involved before this trios formation of the trios champions in singles action is a damn crime to me. And I'm still waiting for him versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1.
Oh my, yo.
But anyway, the side tangent. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward as we keep talking about the House of Black and their incredible presentation. As we get some subtle theatrics now going forward with them. The House of Black has their first AEW Trios Championships open house match. And as we learned on Rampage the following week, or previous week, botch, we learned their first three people to step up. They became known as the Best Amigos. Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor of the Best Friends, and Bandito. As they were backstage, Orange Cassidy, who subtly says, I'm tired. I think I'll just stay back here. And then as they talked about the rules of open house, they forgot about dealer's choice. They get to implement a rule and Chuck and Trent are just looking at themselves like, oh, no witches at ringside. Okay, so basically Julia Hart's banned from ringside. Got it. Real brilliant there, Chuck. And so we go out there and prepare for this match, and we find the House of Black. By the way, folks, House of Black custom-made Trios Championships. That buckle is not a replaced thing. That is actual different straps they were given, including the theatrical color tint to the gold presentation. As the lights slowly loom down, and the background, of course, has that weird, I don't know what that is, snow or something like that. And it just basically engulfs the arena to the point you are in the world of the House of Black. Welcome to the open house, but the audience is still part of the dynamic too. And suddenly all hell breaks loose. First off, presentation-wise, I love this. It's not overkill for my eyes. It's not oversaturated. It is subtle, but it still makes it feel different because you are in the champion's world that you are trying to basically take for your own, and all are welcome. And even Taz said, I dig it. In the early going, Malachi ties up with Trent in a leg lock while Brody King barreled him down with a senton, and Chuck, of course, connects with a thrust kick to Buddy Matthews. Quick, fast, furious action on the outside, which in mind, 20 count, folks. As Malachi jumps on the apron to distract Trent, then Buddy rolls up Trent for a 2 count. Then Bandito tags in with the Tornillo off the top rope and blasts Brody with the crucifix bomb. How the hell did Bandito get Brody King over the crucifix bomb is beyond me. That dude is way too damn strong.
Look, Bandito just built different.
True that. Bandito then goes for a springboard, then Buddy Matthews catches him out of midair. Talk about an interception. Bang, what an effing knee strike. Damn. As Chuck tags himself in and nails Buddy with the soul food, of course, and then Brody tags himself in and nails Chuck with Dante's Inferno and the House of Black. The house always wins. The first Summon House presentation, make it a quick sell to the point. In quick trios offense, which I expected. The House of Black wins the first open house at the expense of Chuck Taylor, who was sent into Dante's Inferno. That was a subtle Trios Championship match that basically felt more lucha-based to me than anything else. And the 20 count, I mean, that's New Japan. That's also Ring of Honor. So I like all this combination of different form factors from other companies under this Trios presentation. But the theatrics definitely bring it together as a whole for me. And then following this, continuing, best friends misfortunes, but also challenges, we find, what the hell? Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy laid out backstage. I guess, honestly, that shouldn't be anything new. How many times has that happened to this guy? And of all people, as we see the International Championship hanging out of his backpack, we see somebody picking it up. See a blue and silver strap. Wait a second. I recognize that. That's one half of the AEW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships. IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team goes above it. Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open, crowns up, has made his intentions be known, represent United Empire Pro Wrestling. He has now the next challenger towards Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy's AEW International Championship.
Ozzy.
Oi.
Let him know.
So, Zero, what's your thoughts on this first open house Trios Championship match? And Kyle Fletcher challenging Orange Cassidy.
May the best friends rest in peace. They have fallen victim. they have fallen victim to the sacred mat and the sacred ways of pro wrestling. Get that goofy shit out of my face. but like in all seriousness though, it was really lucha based. Bandito just built stupid, bro. Like this man. How, bro? Like him and Silver, they don't look that well. Besides Long John Silver, he's already like fucking buff for no fucking reason. But
I mean, he's plenty of fish full of protein. But continue.
Yes, but like, it's just the fact that Bandito is like he could move around. Shit. Meanwhile, he's literally bench pressing you. Like, what the hell?
Right.
And it's always good to see the House of Black in the match because I love them. They are so fucking cool and they're so fucking good.
Incredible trios dynamic. Continue.
Crazy trios dynamic. But this is going to be really interesting. The open house rules is now in full effect. Which means we get a chance to see some new combinations of matches.
Exactly.
Somebody could probably say, let's make it no DQ, or let's make it just submissions, or elimination. We got a new of matches that's not just standard matches.
Selection of tags maybe to each individual in the trios, and once all tags are used up, those are the only people that can remain legal in the ring. I mean, yeah.
Basically, what they're doing is create a match from 2K or MDicky style matches.
For the trios
But
championships. Make it
yeah,
stand out beyond your traditional tag team championships,
yeah.
which of course FTR has. It's a different feel.
Yo, we could have lucha tag, bro, which means for those who don't know lucha tag rule, if it's like a tag team match, still same thing, but if the legal man is out the ring, the non-legal man could be the legal man.
Yep.
So we could have fast-paced lucha tag matches or methodical normal tag team trios matches. Like it's great, and this was a good example of of the open house rules. Like this is
Yeah. And considering I go back to Double or Nothing, it was Double or Nothing last year in a non-title affair because there was no titles involved. That the Death Triangle, Penta, Samuel, Ray Phoenix, and Pac took on the House of Black. House of Black won when Julia Hart decided to become one with them, part of their house. So for them to somehow run that back with either El Hijo de Vikingo as part of the Lucha Brothers or bringing the original Death Triangle back, that would be intriguing for me. 1 year in the making.
yeah.
And let's not forget, the Death Triangle are former AEW Trios champions.
Yeah.
Just saying, for a little bit of foreshadowing. But yeah, I enjoyed this for what it's worth, and I'm very curious to see how often these happen because, let's be honest here, this is wrestling. One thing you don't want to do, and so far AEW is pretty good about this, don't overkill a gimmick. Just saying.
And speaking about the Kyle Fletcher thing, I'm actually pretty interested. I keep forgetting that that Aussie Open's a part of the Empire at times because I don't really see them on tours, even though right now it's the best of the Super Juniors.
That's Super Junior, so it's a different take.
Yeah.
I think Francisco Akira and TJP would be your focus here.
Yeah. Which is fucking crazy.
That right? Well, I mean, again, you saw what happened at freaking what's it? The Natsukuni, yeah, Natsukuni Asumi, freaking Aussie Open taking on TMDK for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. What an incredible match! And again, Aussie Open right now, they're still just working all over the place. Aussie Open's being involved in Ring of Honor and singles and tag teams, and many people say that Kyle Fletcher exhibits a lot of the same spirit of Will Ospreay. Let's not forget last year, one of the super matches of the year was Will Ospreay versus Fresh Squeeze Orange Cassidy for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Now you got Kyle Fletcher versus Orange Cassidy. I'm very curious to see how Orange Cassidy overcomes this obstacle, if he can.
He's probably going to retain, but
I mean, it does feel like, I mean, at this point, again, who can stop Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on into our main event of that Dynamite preview level card. As it was time for a steel cage match between the Elites, Kenny, by God, Omega. By the way, for those that don't know, this is Kenny Omega's first cage match ever. Put that in perspective. Taking on Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley. It was Omega versus Moxley 4. The first encounter, of course, was AEW Full Gear in Lights Out 2019.
Jesus.
And, of course, John Moxley won, getting the paradigm shift on exposed wood in the ring. Jeez. To Kenny Omega. In the second encounter at Winter is Coming 2020 for the AEW World Championship, John Moxley lost the title to one Kenny by God Omega with Don Callis shenanigans via One Wing Angel and pinfall win. In the third encounter, Yes, I'm going to talk about it. AEW Revolution, 2021 in an exploding barbed wire death match with all the
Let's
possible shenanigans
go.
Don Callis and the freaking Good Brothers could bring us to. Basically, One Wing Angel in the end with 30 seconds left. He pinfalls, wins. Kenny Omega retains AEW Championship 2. So here we are, round 4. And before the two men get in the damn cage, why am I not surprised as Moxley charges Omega on the entranceway? And literally, Don Callis was there too. Don Callis just making sure he was out of the way of fire. Why Bryan Danielson joined the broadcast booth for this match and gave his subtle takes. And then all hell broke loose as it became a brawl for all. As Wheeler Yuta and Cloud Castanelli came down to go after Omega. Then the Young Bucks came down. We got a super kick party right in front of Christine. Shout out to Shining Polaris. Follow her on Twitter. Christine, I hope you had a great time.
James for the tag team was also in this match. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, it goes back to that war that we've been talking about. Blackpool Comic Club versus the Elite. Amateurs versus professionals. The greatest then versus what may be the greatest now for wrestling. As they finally got in the cage after everyone was separated by security. The bell rung. Our referee was Paul Turner. Things kicked off strong and physical with a chop exchange, but then Mox fired back with chops of his own. Then Omega moonsault onto Moxley for a 2 count, using the environment to his advantage. And again, in AEW, steel cage matches are not won by escape. Keep that in mind as I talk about more. As we keep going down the way here, Omega pulls out a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire.
Let him know.
And literally grates and rakes the back of one Jon Moxley, cracking him over the head and puncturing his back, pressing down as much as he can in the barbed wire on that steel chair to Jon Moxley's back. You crazy bleep. And then stops in it emphatically. But then goes for a springboard, but Moxley counters by shoving Omega into the cage. And Kenny Omega, though, follows up with a bulldog of his own onto Jon Moxley, onto the freaking chair. Then Omega gets body slammed, Omega body slams Moxley onto the chair. That chair becoming the freaking implement of violent destruction. And Bryan Danielson just subtly smiling, subtly talking, analyzing. Again, Jon Moxley's used to this. It's like Jon Moxley went all apart with the pain he was facing sometimes. Moxley then superplexes Omega onto the chair, and Omega endures that weapon. Ugh. Again, human beings are not meant to make contact with barbed wire. Moxley then goes to the top rope and literally, what the hell are you doing? Pulls the entire turnbuckle freaking pad off, and hook included, and the most devastating full metal fish hooking I've ever seen to one Kenny Omega, and then drove his knee for added measure. If Omega did not have a broken jaw or busted teeth, I would have been shocked by this spot. Definitely had a busted nose at one point. Anyway, Moxley then pulls out a bag, and it's like, oh, here we go. Oh, God. Only these two idiots would literally bear and endure the pain and suffering from broken effing glass.
Love to see it, bruv.
Jesus. Omega then rocks Moxley with a knee, and as they're literally just over this broken glass, Omega hoists Jon Moxley from One Wing Angel, but Jon Moxley is able to counter out of it and catches him in a bulldog choke, but then Kenny Omega counters back with one of his own, falling forwards nearly into the glass that was right, literally was looking down at it. You had to be looking down and be like, Jesus Christ, no, Jesus Christ, no, Jesus Christ, no. At least I forgot what Omega was saying. And as impromptu, he falls back first onto the glass with Jon Moxley taking the brunt of, the entire impact. And then, literally, like something out of a horror movie, just waiting for that dramatic sound, Jon Moxley immediately rises back, traps him in the choke, and literally, Paul Turner is forced to count here in the glass. 1, 2, not 3. Crucial counter here. And then Jon Moxley again holding as much as he can. Kenny Omega finally fights back though, figures out a way to catch him in a Snapdragon. And then Omega finally hits Jon Moxley with a vicious V-trigger, pushes him up against the cage, flops second. What the hell? And literally the cage implodes. Jon Moxley crumbles to the outside. Why? Kenny Omega's left leg gets hooked between the ring and the cage. He's fortunate he didn't have a Dante Martin. If you know, you know. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I had to say it, and you and I are both thinking the same thing. As we're wondering what the hell now, because again, You can't win via escape. Pinfall submission inside the effing cage. Jon Moxley somehow, being the crazy son of a bitch he is, gets up and pulls out what has been the latest implement of the Blackpool Combat Club. Not just their fists, a screwdriver. Oh, jeez. And we all know what he was planning to do with that, but not before one Don Callis came in the ring after being literally bludgeoned by the Blackpool Combat Club. Cut open, deep scar tissue S, sent to the hospital, takes the screwdriver away, and literally Omega smashes Jon Moxley with the V-trigger. He got him up. This is it. He's going to win. One Wing Angel. Kenny Omega proves once again that Jon Moxley, you always will be what you are. You are beneath me. 1, 2, what in the fuck? Don Callis spikes Kenny Omega with the effing screwdriver. And Moxley just slowly covers him for the win.
You want me to take over after this?
Go for it.
All right. So here, okay. One, the match was fucking awesome.
Yes, it was.
Man, that shit was like, I swear to God. I told some of my friends that this feud right here is literally the Rock and Austin feud at this point.
As well be.
Yeah, because it's like, in my opinion, they are made for each other. Like they're like, yes, Moxley is more of a brute, like nasty, hardcore style, mixed with Kenny Omega's fluent wrestling, puresu strong style. Some people don't think it'll mix, but they made it work. But they work so fucking good. Like, I don't think they have a bad match.
They haven't.
Because I remember the first match I saw by them was the Full Gear match. Oh my God.
That wasn't even sanctioned. That was lights out. Keep that in mind.
That match was so fucking good. Like, it was so crazy. Like you would think, like, they are just so good together when it comes down to no rules or anything. They are just so good. And this cage match really shows that they are meant to have a feud. And I strongly believe that when they this was a meme I made, is that somebody gotta make a meme or like a promo package using My Way. Let the Rock and Austin join because they have enough footage to do that, to be honest with you. But
you're not wrong.
Yeah, but the fact that, like, from the turnbuckle spot to the glass to the V trigger through the cage, you're like, how this match gonna end? And then One Wing Angel, 1, 2, and the snake decides to show his true self and stab man's in the fucking head, causing Moxley to a cover, and Don raises his head, try to stab him again, but says something and left. Wow.
But he also subtly did this. I also want you to really think about this, because what does Don Callis always say when it comes to Kenny Omega versus others? The battle others may have surpassed him in the ring, but they can't win up here. Don Callis just won up here against Kenny Omega after he kissed him, whatever he said, and walked away. And Bryan Danielson suddenly says, honestly, I have no idea. But why don't we praise the King of Violence, Jon Moxley, for winning that incredible main event? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but the whole Don Callis thing, there's a few things that they're going to do. Don's going to be like, Kenny, you ran this course. You're washed up. You can't do this alone. You're not the wrestling god how you was back in New Japan. Like, look at you, bro. You're wrestling in trios matches for trios titles. You should have gone back for the world title. What are you doing with these bucks or anything? Like why are you here doing this goofy shit and not in either in Japan or whatever, going for world titles. He's probably going to say something along those lines, or maybe he's just doing it because he found somebody a lot better than Omega.
Yeah, I wonder who you could be referring to.
Yeah, but
Bruv.
yes, because if you think about, because if you saw that Wrestle Kingdom match, Will Ospreay, he lost like a gangster, spit at him and tell him "fuck you," showing that he, bro, that ending's so perfect because it shows that one, Ospreay know right now he can't beat him, so he's gonna go out like a true gangster, and that maybe impressed Don, and Don like, huh, he knows that like he probably can't beat him, so he decided to just, yeah. So that probably is one thing that might play in, and then if you watch Being the Elite, the Bucks has to tell Kenny something because what happened at, was it All Out when Hangman won the belt, or
It was
was it?
full gear.
Oh, it's Full Gear. All right.
Yep.
So the Bucks have to tell Kenny about what happened at Full Gear. So Kenny might be alone. It might cause a Golden Star to shine upon a shooting star, can grant Kenny's wish of somebody who never ever betrayed him. So this is about to go interesting route. But does this mean that the feud's over between the Elite and Blackpool? Because there's two problems in the Elite that needs to be settled: Don Callis and the Bucks. So maybe Don Callis was right that Kenny cannot win the mental war, because technically Blackpool kind of did.
One mental war that Kenny Omega can't win, so Don Kyle's like,
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Again, did he do it for Blackpool Combat Club? Did he do it for an empire? Did he do it for himself? Did he do it for somebody that maybe the new or already was the best in the world? Answers need to be known, and why Don Callis may speak, I truly don't believe we're going to get all the answers this coming Wednesday at
We not.
AEW Dynamite. But this has
We
just
not.
thrown the entire Blackpool Combat Club and Elite confrontation dynamic into a whole different direction because of the Elite. If the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are not the strongest together as a trio, they're already dead in the water.
Yeah. Because
I can't wait to see what Don Cos has to say. And oh man, the tangent of the internet and my all elite brother King. Shout out to Kim. Check him out, Don Carmichael Show, folks. So again, we're just gonna have to wait and see as the show went off the air, and the Young Bucks did help Kenny Omega out of the cage and helped him backstage. And I can only imagine what was going through Kenny Omega's mind, besides that screwdriver.
Kenny about to be fucking broken. feel like the guy that got me
again.
into this.
When was the last time that you can think of where Kenny Omega's mentality was broken? Keyword: Kenny Omega's mentality.
I could think of one, but it kind of like swayed. One with when the Golden Lovers got together in New Japan, because Kenny, no, wait. Okay, so back in New Japan, I remember whenever anybody brought up Kota Ibushi, Kenny would just dodge the question.
Yes.
And it was a time during, I think, a tour or a tournament that Kenny doesn't want to talk nor do any interactions with Kota until the day they hug, reunite. So that kind of, well, that wasn't a mentally break. It was more of something's bothering him, and he doesn't want to look upon that shooting star until years later. No shit.
Right.
But yeah,
I guess it all just comes down to the day that you hear that music drop and we see
Brody.
bursting out of the stage, if they can do that, the Golden Star
I wish.
Kodabushi in All Elite Wrestling. But only time will tell.
Yep. So, are we going to the show? Are we going to the show that like we all been waiting for?
I mean, we can certainly talk about it since we've been going for 3 hours and why this has been far more entertaining and engaging than a Monday Night Raw. I know we're both tired, got work tomorrow, and it's pretty much a week of the wrap, too. And again, folks,
Yeah.
we thank you for tuning in so far. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, give it a thumbs up. We will try and keep this going forward to 1 week at a time, I assure you, because even with 2 shows, there's always a lot to discuss for AEW. So let's kick this thing into high gear and wrap this thing up. As it was once again, time for AEW Rampage. And it was a super simple show, but... Oy vey, stop it. Sports, stop it. Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I prefer Friday. Also, I feel like 7 is the perfect hour, but that's just me. We start off Finn's Trios action, the Acclaim. Daddy Yaz, Anthony Bowens, Matt Cassidy take on Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. The biggest takeaways I have here, because I am beat as if. Butcher, Blade, and Kip did scissoring. Never do that again. That's all I got to say about that. Butcher grabbed a tag, blasted Bowens with a lariat. We got some interference on Kip and Butcher. Superbad Girl in the corner as well. Bowens was worked over. Blade tied himself in. They kept Bowens away from his corner. Then Butcher clacked Bowens with a mean bat breaker. I love the Butcher style. Oh, by the way, the mic drop by Max Caster. You don't insult the Butcher's mustache. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway. As we continue this, Blade ties himself in, gets some stiff shots in, but then Bowens, he fights back. Daddy Ass comes back in and literally cleans house. So suck it, Fame Aster. And after getting Favor back into his team side, Bowens was tagged in. He hits Kip with the arrival. Caster hits the mic drop. Kip Sabian, we didn't see that coming. Kip Sabian's the guy that gets pinned by Butcher and the Blade. I'm glad they got the TV time, but yeah, the Acclaim, they're going to challenge for open house at this point. It's pretty much self-evident. I don't got much more to say.
Yeah, it was a trios match. Next match.
This match was a little bit more cool because former NWA Women's World Champion and also Pinky's up, and she keeps it classy, former Impact Women Knockouts Champion, and I feel Allison Kay definitely deserves the spot that she gets. Taking on Toni Storm. The Outcast, Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, and Saraya, they took on Allison Kay. Toni Storm, Allison Kay, and these two are about as mean as they get. I'll tell you that much. Toni Storm wasted no time in the early going, charging after Allison Kay, connecting with her right hand. Man, Toni Storm was in a mood tonight. I can tell you that much, or at least during that show. And then looks like she's going to go after Storm. Allison Kay tries to come up, but Saraya, numbers game, comes into play, grabs her boot, and while Kay was distracted, Toni Storm, once again, the match is put back into her favor. And outside the ring, Toni Storm ram Allison Kay into the steel ring steps while being, verbally assaulted by Saraya. Nearly gets her hands on Saraya, but doesn't happen. Allison Kay does fire back. Gun reference for you. Net breaker, and then a lariat for a nice near fall. That almost made Ruby Soho and Saraya a bit panicky because they tried to get involved multiple times here, but the referee, very confident, very aware of the environment outside the ring. But as fans continued, Tom Mysterio was attempted first, but then Allison Kay was to counter it and go for a quick pin, but still not enough. Another distraction, though, successfully done by the Outcast behind the ref's back, and Toni Storm was able to battle back with that combination that seems to work. That mean release, German suplex, and sweet cheeks music, as my friend Keen likes to call it. The meanest hip attack in, I would say, all of AEW, maybe all of wrestling. Soldier Co, I guess, is pretty mean as well, because it's shout out to Omega. But either way, Storm Zero immediately, good grief, she goes with that Storm Zero following that hip attack immediately. Talk about a double whammy. And pins Allison Kay while they put the mark on her and prepare for what was made official. Forgot to talk about this because she was in Japan. They did slowly talk about it. It will be the Originals versus the Outcasts going full circle. Finally coming forward. Hopefully that this is it now. As the Killer, the Pillar, and the Warrior take on the Outcasts in trios action this coming week on Dynamite. So a nice preview with a pissed off Toni Storm. If I had to guess right now, Toni Storm is the most pissed off Outcast there is.
The Outcast is the Outcast. They spray paint her, and why is symbol power driver called a Storm Zero?
I mean, a quick power driver, Guns are backstage, and of course they talk about how all the controversy was against them being AEW World Tag Team Champions. Paul Turner didn't disqualify them when they tried to pull every championship advantage out of the book. But then Elgin Page comes backstage and says, "I need your help with a problem for old time's sake."
No, you don't.
Yeah, we don't need the Firm 2.0. As we go back down to the ring, it was Kyle Fletcher in singles action taking on Action Andretti. And this was a pretty fun, quick match for what it was. Action were able to reverse the wrist slap, but then Kyle Fletcher, he comes back and kicks Action Andretti's lights out. Or, kicks him in the abdomen first. And then ducks 2 shots from Kyle. And Action Andretti falls up, hitting a Tennille off the bottom rope for a nice near fall. But Fletcher was able to mount a combat with some build-up momentum, bringing him down hard on the ring apron, down to the arena floor. And then Fletcher slammed Action once again. Tried for the half and half, but Action Andretti was able to counter, land on his feet. I don't know how he does that. And then Action follows up with a tope suicida. Quick offense here, but Kyle follows up with a thrust kick that made Action look up at the lights. And then closed the distance with another kick, and then a brain buster for a near fall. I'm surprised that didn't do it. Kyle Fletcher, though, he kept on the attack, but Action Andretti, he fought back and literally hit a ridiculous superplex, followed by a springboard 450 for a near fall, but still not enough. As Kyle Fletcher was able to spike Action Andretti with a spinning tombstone pile driver and was finally able to get the win. Kyle Fletcher, a force to be reckoned with that has invaded the AEW division. Oh, by the way, that was a subtle nod to the champion. So, intentions be known, Orange Cassidy, if you're conscious enough to be aware of it, since it did happen about an hour ago. Got to give the people what they want, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So Action Andretti, I actually like him.
Yeah.
What makes it even better, he trained in Maryland, so that's even nod to my state right there. Because I looked him up, he actually trained in the Maryland Championship Wrestling a training camp, and
wow.
And the best thing about it, it's in Maryland, my state. So
Hey.
I gotta support my boy.
Hey, you gotta respect the homegrown talent straight out of the state. I mean, again, Kylan King, Alexa Bliss, Sammy Callahan, Madman Fulton, just to name a few. Renegade Twins. Hey, state's no wrestling. There you go. All right.
Shit.
Speaking of wrestling, Tony Schiavone, he's in the ring.
He's from Philly. Fuck him.
Well, that's a different story. Tony Schiavone is in the ring with the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, and brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy. Brother Zay. It's going to take a moment to get used to that, as they all come out to load it now, it seems. As Mahari says that his contract with the firm has been deleted, and the firm has been deleted.
I wish.
Yeah. They have a private party. Matt Hardy talks about everything was wonderful this past week until the guns came out, when the Hardys made it clear that they can now refocus on what they came here to do, and that is to become the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Here come the Ass Boys. And Austin said that he and Conan have decided to help Ethan Page with his problem, but Matt said he's done with it. And basically, what Ethan wants to do, he wants to beat the crap out of the Hardys and Brother Zay, along with the Ass Boys too. But Matt Hardy says that he will accept as long as if the Hardy brothers and brothers, let's just call them what they are, the Hardys and Brother Zay win, then Matt Hardy, I guess Big Money Matt came back for one night, gets control of Ethan Page's contract. As the Guns subtly accept on Ethan Page's behalf. What the hell? As Matt Hardy says that they will be happy to delete the Ass Boys. And the deletes ran out along with the Ass Boy chants. What? Ethan Page under control of Matt Hardy? Okay. Why do I feel like the fix is already in and something bad's about to happen here?
All right. If you want me to talk about this whole thing, look at the chat
it's
again.
Up to you.
This is me. During the whole freaking promo, this is just me right there.
That is like,
yeah, like, cause
subtle.
I thought we was done with this damn story, bro.
Apparently not.
Man, what is with this like fucking contract slavery shit, dog? Like, what the fuck? Plus, bruh, Jeff, you made it clear you want to, like, you at the end of your road. You want to at least capture one more tag title. Matt, please, can we get through this and at least have a feel good moment when y'all win the tag titles and then Jeff retires and maybe you retire as well. But bruh, come on, bro.
What the fuck was I just looking at?
That is bitches zero. Anyway,
is that a fucking goat or is it a fucking demon?
I
moving
want
on.
you to show the James. I need you to show the people what I said.
I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think he wants to scar the people. But let's keep moving forward.
Are you guys on the main event? Are you on the final deletion?
We're literally we're literally just on the main event as I talk about this tag team match in simple, quick fashion. As we have the Mogul Embassy for the first time ever in tag team action. The combination of Brian Cage and Swerve Strickland, my Prince Nana in the corner, taking on the Dark Order. Alex Reynolds and John Silver from Uno in the corner. And again, it was what I expected. Again, Alex Reynolds, completely underrated. John Silver should be a single star. These two are incredibly well-defined as a tag team. And while Swerve and Brian Cage have not really tag teamed to my knowledge, they did make it work in the end, but Prince Nana definitely played a difference maker. Quick little flurry of offense there. They go and Swerve looking for the double stomp immediately, but Alex Reynolds was able to get out of the way. John Silver and Brian Cage, they flexed and they tested each other's strength. It was brilliant. By the way, I'm giving it to John Silver. Cage was able to kick Silver, though, in the midsection. John Silver, though, cut Cage, recurred him, dropped him with a modified body slam. Then Cage came back and did the same thing, playing Silver hard on the mat. While Silver went towards the ropes, Swerve was able to lower them, though, stopping his momentum and sending him crashing to the floor. Alex Reynolds, though, came into play and drilled Swerve with a Tiger Driver when he got the hot tag, and then a Stealth Pile Driver for that measure, near fall. As Swerve attempted for the Swerve Stomp once again, Reynolds was able to avoid it, but Cage then interfered, and he and Swerve double-teamed Silver, once again isolating their opponents in the ring. Reynolds, though, was able to escape a powerbomb from Brian Cage, but then Cage was able to come with a pop-up powerbomb, planting the man. Then Cage and Swerve did some tandem offense on Reynolds, but Reynolds showed that he can survive after that ridiculous combination. Silver then rushed into the ring to try and assist his partner, but Cage was able to connect the drill club while Swerve nailed the driver of sorts that doesn't have a name. And they didn't pull off earlier, but thanks to Prisna's help, they were able to do synergy offensive finishers, stereo-wise, to get the win in the main event. And then after the match, Gates of Agony came out, and we basically had an all-out beat down, including even Uno being double team. Before Dustin Rhodes came down with Steel Chain, Lead Pipe, and Keith Lee came out with a bar stand, it seems, or whatever holds Velcro ropes together. And the Mogul Embassy storms out of the ring. So Naturally Limitless is super pissed off. And Mogul Embassy, you have unfinished business that you're trying to finish, but it looks like someone might be ahead of you. Fun main event, and curious to see how far this Mogul Embassy setup goes as Rampage goes off the air. And that concludes your 2-week recap before I give you the Excalibur rundown for this week's Dynamite. Zero, your closing thoughts.
All right, so I believe that that move Swerve did is called the Storm Cradle Driver because
CML, CML. Excuse me, CML. You're right.
Yeah, so and it's so goofy seeing Keith Lee just carry out some random ass object about the whoop.
Right?
That shit is so awesome.
Yeah, it tells me he's super pissed off though.
Yeah, but like this was a tag match. It was nice, and this is Rampage, baby.
Hey, it is what it is.
It's a Cheyenne
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is.
I done done it gibberish and shit. This is Rampage. This is Rampage.
All right. Guys. Let's restore some order as we wrap this.
It's Rampage. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Sting. But again, folks, that concludes your AEW double week recap. Again, we're going to try and keep it to 1 week, I assure you. Thank you for being patient with us and tuning in. Coming up this week, Wednesday, in AEW Dynamite from the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. We will hear from Don Couch. Jungle Boy Jack Perry takes on Roos. Sammy Guevara will be in singles action. Ricky Starks finally goes one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White, and we'll see what that means for Bullet Club Gold. We finally get the Outcast versus the Originals in trios action. It comes ahead as Titlebreaker DMD, the AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida take on Ruby Soho, Saraya, and Tony Storm. Roderick Strong takes on Chris Jericho in a Falls Count Anywhere match where the JAS and Adam Cole are banned from the building. And I'm sure we'll get more of Double or Nothing. Currently on the card, we have the AEW Tag Team Championships being defended by FTR. Mark Briscoe, as of right now, will be the special guest referee. They defend the gold against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. We also get the opening ceremonies for the Owen, whatever that might be, for the men and the women, whether the tournament brackets are revealed that night or beforehand. And of course, in the main event, it will be MJF defend the AEW World Championship in a fatal four-way pillars match. And so much more is to be announced these coming weeks on AEW Dynamite and Rampage. And stay tuned that Tony Khan does have some sort of announcement on TNT. But that is what's ahead. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. This coming week in all things All Elite Wrestling.
I want to masturbate.
What the Whoa! I'm just getting...
Wow. And on that random note, once again, we thank you for tuning in to the conversation that ignites all things All Elite Wrestling as we are about to conclude this session of AEW Spark and pull the plug on it. So, before we do, Producer Man Zero, any closing thoughts before we bid everybody an adieu?
Before you give your closing thoughts, Zero, I obviously have to do the ceremonial removal of the AEW Dark logo on the graphic. I was saving it for this episode. It's gone away, people. Say bye-bye. Here it goes. Bye, everyone. With the dark and dark elevation.
We got an elevation.
Fun times. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Mondays and Tuesdays anymore, but sure I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll just get more sleep. 14 hours ain't enough. Anyway, again, for all the talent that had the chance, for all the talent that grew for the opportunity, for all the talent that made their own way and are still trying to, thank you AEW Dark and Elevation for leading the way towards many talents, some of which that really reach bigger and better opportunities, including some of the very talent that are signed to AEW. And as of right now, it finally seems that Diamante might be with the company in a full capacity at the roster page. Congratulations.
Thank God. About fucking time. Zero, your thoughts on... your final thoughts.
Alright, so this week of All Elite Wrestling was actually pretty more story. It was more storytelling than anything, which is pretty good because I wanted to know what the fuck is going on because I'd be clueless as hell. And I hope the card for Double or Nothing is announced because at this point this is supposed to be like a 2-show card.
Wait, is it?
I don't think so.
I hope to God not, because
I don't think AEW will ever apply the strategy of back-to-back days for a pay-per-view. But
they're about to do the WCW.
That week. Just to put in perspective, that weekend is Impact Under Siege, NXT Battleground, WWE Night of Champions, and AEW Double or Nothing. That's 4 shows in one fucking weekend.
I love how
I mean, again, he's exhausted. He's going to be mentally fatigued. And on 3 of those shows on the Jeff Meacham Network, multiverse media.
I don't know how you do it.
I need to be on the open mic so I could just fuck with all of y'all.
You can go in the comment section. Go right ahead.
I'm about to fuck with all of y'all. But anyways, but before we wrap up, let me give you some things going on my end. Well, first, I'm happy to be here and everything, and I like to just be not only with my dad, but my babysitter and everything. So yeah. Before we close, I just want to give my little shit. Coming up on my channel is the rest of the fucking Blossom League, and for those who hasn't kept up with the scores because we're about to be on day 5 this week with the Blossom League, and the production during the Blossom League was kind of hell because I had to record every single fucking thing. But anyways, I can give you the results. Well, the current standings of day 3 and 4. Day 3 is Group A, and day 4 is Group B. And Group A, Rain J 5 points because she won her first match by count out, which gives you 2 points. And Tim won her last match by pinfall, which gives you 3 points. Rain J's at 5, All Star at 3, Nova Dottora had 3, Pesky Eclipse at 3, Callie Strongheart at 3, and Annabelle Shimmer at 0.
For those who
loser.
Now, for those who don't know what Blossom is, explain to the people.
Okay, the Blossom League is the tournament for my Joship League, Burning Souls, which is this type of tournament is to see who goes to the Cinderella story main event at the show for the Burning Souls Championship.
And it's his Joshi CAW League also, and this is a G1 style tournament, you crazy bastard.
Yes. So
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I have no life. But so for Group B, Awari Makiho has 6 points. Loretta Collins 6 points. Okano June 3. Miss Quake 3. Bethany Rails 0 and Yuki Kondo 0. So that's the current standings. And 4 days done, 6 more to go. Kill me. So why do I do this to myself?
Yeah, but, I don't know, bro. You seem to enjoy it though.
Yeah. So
that matters.
Yeah. And coming up soon is I might do a reaction to a match and like post it on YouTube. I don't know what match, but probably something retarded or something crazy.
If you guys do All Japan, do let me know because Mike will definitely want in on that.
All right, bet.
Especially if it's old school new All Japan Pro.
Most likely.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so that's going on my end. And for after Kiss John talking about the masturbate, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Nice one. Fucking hell. Just tell the people. Just announce it to the world.
I'm about to stroke with hentai on my phone, okay?
And with that being said, I got not much more to say. So, James, get ready to do what you got to do as usual. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again to AEW Spark 4-0, who's always the life of the party. I'm the Submit Noah Foster. We stay true. We always encourage you to have fun. Just be you. And until next time, make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. For we are FTW, and we support AEW.
Oh, God.
Bye, everyone. And don't forget, check out Indie and all this other shit in the iCard. Bye!
Oh, boy.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.